Dollar Loan Center staff will tell you all about it. Apply at don'tbebroke.com. Give us a call or find a Dollar Loan Center near you.
Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker. Center all night. Nuggets take their celebration to the streets.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade.
First round of the U.S. Open is in the books.
I mean, I don't know. It's just Thursday. It's literally just the first day of a tournament, so it's a good start.
The DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes continue in New England.
Now, this is a situation where Hopkins is taking his time here to figure out where he's going to go, but it does feel at least like right now it is between the Titans and the Patriots.
Plus a full slate on the diamond.
Swung at and drilled, deep left, down the line, gone! A laser, 3-run home run, and the Bluebirds are out at Petco Park.
This is Sports Center all night.
Can't say that I'm listening to too much Taylor Swift. I've heard the tour is a lot of fun, though. Maybe I'll stop by.
Here's Jim Basquill.
Can't say that about our producer, Nick Cardy, that's for sure. The PGA's latest major tees in the City of Angels. And an angel again shows why he's supreme on the baseball diamond. Welcome to Sports Center all night at ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Plenty ahead in the show, but we begin with the first time ever a major has been played at the LA Country Club, and boy, did it play well. Ricky Fowler, first player in U.S. Open history with a 62. He held that record for all 15 minutes until Xander Schauffele joined him. Fowler had 10 birdies and finished his round with a two-putt par just inside 60 feet. Schauffele was two groups back of him, played a bogey-free round. The duo on the heels of their record first 18.
It was a great day. Got off to a nice start, making 3 on 10, and just, never really thought about a score or necessarily what I was trying to do out there. The first few days this week, I wasn't feeling very comfortable swing and wasn't making many putts or hitting very good putts, so continue to get working on the course as well as on the practice area, and finally a couple things clicked a bit yesterday, and then it was more just go out, trust it, and let things happen. So I knew there's birdies to be made out here, but you have to drive it well and get the ball in position first. We did that, and from there just managed our way around really well.
It's not really what you expect playing the U.S. Open, but monkey see, monkey do. Was just chasing Ricky up the leaderboard, so glad he was just in front of me.
Dustin Johnson and Wyndham Clark played in the afternoon, each shooting a 64 to get within 2 shots of the record-breaking duo. Rory McIlroy, who didn't speak, and Brian Harman finished 3 shots off the lead. Andy North with SVP on the stellar opening round scores.
Well, I think the bottom line, the weather was absolutely perfect. The marine layer kept some moisture in the golf course. But I think the one thing is that we're seeing some of the widest fairways we've ever seen at a U.S. Open. Erin Hills is probably the only place we've had wider fairways. So the guys are hitting the ball in the fairway, and from there you can attack the holes. And with the softer greens, they're just ripping it up. So there's nothing to do about the width of the fairways. What can they do? Can they put pins in places that are ridiculous tomorrow? Well, if they do, they go past the point of where it's really fair, then you've got some problems too. So I expect there's going to be some good scoring the rest of the week.
Yeah, and Sam Burns and the Frenchman Matthew Pavon each acing the par 3 15th as well.
I recognize that people are going to call me a hypocrite.
Bryson DeChambeau and Brendan Steele, two of the live golfers, they are both absolutely ecstatic about the prospect of potentially coming back and getting an opportunity to play some events on the PGA Tour.
I've talked to about a dozen PGA Tour players. Not one of them was happy with this deal. Just a lot of upset individuals. And Jay, he's going to have his work cut out rebuilding trust among his membership.
Yeah, two names on both sides of that PGA live fence. Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka. Thursday, U.S. Open had nothing to do for them with Saudi Arabia or the future of the PGA Tour. McIlroy 565 to pull within 3 of the lead. Koepka struggled, making 3 bogeys before rallying with back-to-back birds, a 1/36. Now, the Justice Department is looking into an agreement between the PGA Tour and the Saudi Arabian backers of Live Golf. It wants to determine whether last week's surprise deal violates federal antitrust statutes. With the eyes on the 123rd U.S. Open, the talk in L.A. this week is centered on everything but who might take home this year's third major, with the PGA Tour and that Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund announcing plans to unify last week. Mark Schlabach has more on tonight's SC Report.
The unknowns surrounding golf's bombshell alliance continue to mount, and it might have become more complex today as Congress is taking notice. In a letter sent to the Attorney General, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden wrote that, quote, the red flags regarding antitrust concerns are clear.
I am a former United States attorney, a federal prosecutor, and state attorney general who has enforced antitrust law. And I think there's a clear case to be investigated and very likely made here about antitrust violation. Remember, we're having 2 major entities comparable to Ford and GM becoming one, an end to competition. That's a classic kind of violation of the competitive protection laws in this country. So I think an investigation is well warranted.
Today's letter comes after Richard Blumenthal, chairman of the U.S. Senate's Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, opened a review of the merger earlier this week.
I'm deeply concerned about the risks posed by the Saudi government taking over this cherished, iconic American institution. I think all Americans ought to be concerned by this effort by the Saudi government to use it, as they said very explicitly, for their strategic objectives, namely to distract from their human rights violations and other malign activities.
The next step for the PGA Tour might come without Commissioner Jay Monahan. He is recovering from an undisclosed medical situation and has stepped away from the day-to-day operations of the tour. In Los Angeles, Mark Schlabach, ESPN.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquill. To the majors, and Thursday in Arlington, something happened that you don't often see. 3 for the price of 1. Rangers second baseman Marcus Semien, pitching coach Mike Maddox, manager Bruce Bochy, all ejected before the start of the 8th inning by first base umpire Ramon De Jesus. On the field, they had to deal with Shohei.
There's Shohei swinging and driving a ball deep out into left center, and that one lands in the second deck. Ohtani has hit another home run in this series. Another 2-run homer. The Angels add on, and the Angels now have a 5-2 lead.
That's Angels Radio, AM 830. Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 for his first victory in 5 starts, matched the MLB lead with his 22nd home run. Angels best the West, leading Rangers 5-3. That 2-run shot again in the 8th, 443 feet to the opposite field. 10th over his last 16 games, matching Pete Alonso for the big league lead and extending his hitting streak to a dozen games. Thursday marked the 8th time in Ohtani's career that he homered in a game in which he was the starting pitcher. 3rd time this season. The Angels, by the way, won 3 of 4 in Texas and have won 9 of their last 11. Nate Eovaldi lost his bid to become only the second 10-game winner in the bigs.
Rays just haven't had base runners as a pitch is drilled deep to center field. Way back Ruiz, looking up, gone! The Rays' first hit since the fourth inning is a home run for Luke Raley, and the Rays do take the lead. 4-3 here in the eighth.
As 620 WDAE, Luke Raley, the go-ahead shot in the eighth. Tampa Bay besting Oakland 4-3 to become the first 50-win team in the bigs. The rookie Taj Bradley struck out the first 6 A's batters in the order, had a career-high 11 in all. Meantime, Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo has signed into law a $380 million public financing package to help build a major league stadium for the Athletics on the Las Vegas Strip, to which MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred had this on Oakland's potential move.
I feel sorry for the fans in Oakland. I do not like this outcome. I understand why they feel the way they do. I think that the real question is, what is it that Oakland was prepared to do? There is no Oakland offer. Okay? I mean, they never got to the point where they had a plan to build a stadium at any site. And it's not just John Fisher. You don't build a stadium based on the club activity alone. The community has to provide support. And, at some point you come to the realization it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come. Or perhaps they will stay.
Murray to the right, has Adebayo defending. Bounce pass to Jokic against Martin at the free throw line. Jokic puts it on the deck, drives and scores. Denver back in front. Drives, fades, fires, missed it. Rebound weak side. Bruce Brown puts it back up and in. Denver by 1. No team in NBA history's waited longer. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets are finally NBA champions.
That they are. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets celebrating their first NBA title with a parade through the streets of downtown Denver on Thursday. Took 47 seasons in the NBA for the franchise to finally make Denver the home of the Larry O'Brien Trophy. The Nuggets capping off a 16-4 postseason run by beating the Miami Heat in 5 in the NBA Finals. It's the city's second parade in 2 years. Colorado Avalanche won the Stanley Cup just last season. The Joker and his coach Michael Malone telling the fans what they want to hear.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I want to stay on parade. This is the best. This is amazing.
Is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, we running this back. We running this back. Oh yeah. Come on. Get loud. Get loud.
Yeah, Michael Malone had a few in him, huh?
Honestly, I was shocked when I saw that video.
For Ja, I think he has to take a step back and figure out what's important to him, because you're on the verge of blowing it all.
We've uncovered a fair amount of additional information, given that we're, of course, in the offseason. He has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, and my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the outcome of that investigation.
Yeah, well, the finals are over. Adam Silver said once that happens, the league's decision on Ja Morant will come. Word on a potential league suspension next season has yet to be uttered. Brian Windhorst has the latest.
One thing that Adam Silver said as a follow-up in a separate interview after making those comments at the finals was that this was not a legal issue, that it's a safety issue. So I think what he's basically preparing for is a lengthy suspension that isn't tied to some sort of charge. But one thing I think people should understand as a point of reference, right at the end of the season, the NBA suspended Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets 30 games for pleading no contest to a felony domestic violence charge. So 30 games for a no contest plea in a felony case is a framework to understand how the NBA is currently dealing with player discipline. So I know that when Silver made those comments, there was some jumping conclusions that there was going to be extremely lengthy suspension here, but keep in mind that Miles Bridges, with essentially a guilty plea, got 30 games.
All right. Well, Chris Canty more or less says the word has to come at some point today.
You don't want to kick off NBA draft week with the Ja Morant news. That would be awful. Like, the NBA draft is a celebration of the sport, and it's supposed to be hope springing eternal for all 30 franchises. It's supposed to be overwhelming optimism. You don't want Ja Morant's suspension or his discipline to be lording over all of that. So, yeah, tomorrow has to be the day. It has to happen between now and the end of the weekend.
Meantime, the NBA and Miami Heat are investigating an allegation that former UFC champ Conor McGregor sexually assaulted a woman inside an arena bathroom after Game 4 of the NBA Finals. McGregor's attorney denies any wrongdoing. More NBA conversation this morning with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Damian Wilkins joins the show at 9:30 Eastern, former NBA player and head of basketball for Overtime Elite. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern weekdays. Coming up, the baseball bunch has the National League's best team cruising, while the defending NL champs seem to have figured things out. And just how gaudy is that Chiefs Super Bowl ring? Details on the other side. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Coming up Friday with Odell Beckham finally on the practice field. What should our expectations be for the Ravens offense? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Have you heard of Instacart? I use it to get same-day delivery for my groceries and essentials. So I figured it's time to join Instacart Plus. Now I get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35, 5% credit back on pickup, and a family account. With all these benefits, our savings really add up. No wonder Instacart Plus members save $460 a year when they order at least once a week. See how much you'll save. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Average savings exclude membership fee. Individual savings may vary. Credit back excludes alcohol. Paid membership auto renews. Additional terms apply.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's Macy's Father's Day sale. Take an extra 25% off great gifts for every dad with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop Father's Day specials like 40 to 50% off classic styles from INC, Alfani, and more. 25 to 40% off activewear essentials from Adidas, Reebok, and more. And 40% off designer watches. Want more deals? Download the free Macy's app by saying, Alexa, open Macy's now. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
Powerball draws Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is over $350 million. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
At the Home Depot, we take Father's Day seriously. Why not get doing and give Dad a gift card that gets him out of the house and into new projects? Because the dads who do the most deserve the most, whether he's into woodworking, yard work, or grilling up something for the family. A Home Depot gift card gives your dad the power to get everything he needs to keep doing the most. Shop today for a gift that powers Dad at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
What is it that makes people do the things they do? To dominate the football field after our sports medicine experts skillfully repaired Gerard's foot. And to get back in the race after our cardiovascular specialists removed life-threatening blockages in Adam's heart. Whatever your reasons are for doing the things you do, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Baton Rouge. Long live you. Learn more at ochsner.org/longliveyoubr.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This far into rush hour traffic, most people would have rage accelerated at least once. But not you, Lacey No Hard Accelerations Ever Johnson. Because you are a safe driver. And like most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So if your hula dancing dashboard doll thinks you're going to hard accelerate because you're running late, then your hula dancing dashboard doll doesn't know. Lacey, no hard accelerations ever Johnson. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade isn't just a trading platform. It's an entire trading experience with innovative tools and services at your fingertips. It just might change how you trade forever. Experience the next evolution of you as a trader at thinkorswim.com.
As a major research institution, Arizona State University offers the most online bachelor's.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on SportsCenter all night with more from the baseball bunch.
2-2 on the way to Ozzie. And he connects, and that's a fair ball. Right on down the line and up against the sidewall. This is going to clear the bases. It's a 3 RBI double for Ozzie.
As heard on 680 The Fan, Ozzie Albies 3 hits, 3 knocked in. Braves passed the Rockies 8-3. Matt Olson, his team leading 19th home run. The Braves have won 9 of 11.
0-1. Swung on, line the other way, a base hit into left center. Schwarber is home to score. Turner will stop at second. And Bryce Harper has put the Phillies back in front. It's 5-4 Phillies.
As heard on Sports Radio 94 WIP, the Phils moved over 500 for the first time in a month, beating the Diamondbacks 5-4. The defending NL champs have won 10 of 12. They're 35-34. They jump above 500 for the first time since May 13th, taking 3 of 4 from the NL West leading Snakes.
The pitch. Swung out and drilled. Deep left. Down the line. Gone. A laser 3-run home run down the left field line by David Fry. And the Bluebirds are out at Petco Park.
That's 1100 WTAM. David Fry, a 3-run shot in his first major league home run. Jose Ramirez, 3 hits, 2 knocked in. Guardians passed the Padres 8-6. They wrap out 14 hits. Ramirez reaches base 4 times. Ahmed Rosario, 3 knocks as well.
Here's the pitch. Morel swings, line drive off the glove of Hayes into left field. Swanson scores, advancing to third. Bellinger. Morel a big turn at first, but the ball retrieved by the shortstop Mercado, and Morel stays at first base. Gives the Cubs another run on the RBI single by Christopher Morel. It's now 4-2 Cubs over the Pirates here in the 5th.
As heard on the Cubs radio network, Christopher Morel went 3 for 3, triple, 2 knocked in. Ian Happ, triple, double, single, drove in a pair. Cubs sweep the Pirates 7-2. They outscore Pittsburgh 28-11 in the series. Bucks still in first place in the Central, but have dropped 4 of 5.
The pitch. Breaking ball, ground ball, base hit through the drawn-in infield and into left center field. Nationals are back in front. Abrams scores. Thomas takes a wide turn and holds. It's the Nationals 2 and Houston 1.
That's the Nationals radio network, and good for the Nats after the way that game ended a night ago. Lane Thomas with the game winner in a 3-run 10th to lift Washington past Houston, that final 4-1.
1-2. Santander, hard ball off of the glove of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Here comes Austin Hayes. Adley Rutschman gets a stop sign. Anthony Santander drives in a run, and the Orioles take a 3-2 lead.
The WBAL, that wound up as your game winner. Baltimore passed Toronto 4-2. Adley Rutschman went 3 for 4 with a home run to help the O's overcome a pair of home runs by Danny Jansen. Baltimore's won 6 of 7, second best record of the majors at 43-25.
So that's a Torkelson line drive to the gap in left center field. That will score 2. Pearling is in. Rogers right behind him. Torkelson cruises into second base, standing up. And absolute rocket up the left center field gap, and the Tigers take a 7-4 lead in the ninth.
That's 97-1 the ticket as Spencer Torkelson and Javi Baez, each 2 hits, drove in a pair of runs. Detroit doubles Minnesota 8-4, just their second win in the last 13 games.
Kansas City has been a dynasty for quite a while now, and when you put it up against what the Warriors have done, I think Pat Mahomes is definitely going to find a way to get more than 4 championships.
My Bengals are just one of a few teams in a loaded AFC that are going to make it quite challenging for Kansas City.
As long as they got number 15 in red, they're going to be fine. As great as a once-in-a-generation quarterback that Mahomes has turned out to be, it's still going to be very difficult when the AFC is going to keep getting loaded each and every year.
Yeah, but he is second to none. Joe Burrow even testifies to that. Patrick Mahomes won't wear the championship ring he collected Thursday night for the Chiefs' latest Super Bowl victory. He'll keep it in a safe at home, safely tucked away and out of view. The company that made the Chiefs Super Bowl rings revealed that each one contains 613 diamonds, 35 rubles, totaling better than 16 carats. A good reason to keep it in the safe. Mahomes did say his focus is on doing something that hasn't been done since Brady's Pats.
I told the guys that are going to be at the ceremony tonight, I said, this is it. Like, you're celebrating. This is your last thing. You get your ring. And even though we've been working this entire time, you still have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, yeah, we're getting our rings. We're Super Bowl champs. But now it's restarts. And that's how the NFL is. Like, it's time to move on. You're going into training camp next, and you want to repeat. I mean, no one's done it since, I think, like 2003 and 2004 with the Patriots. And so you know how hard it is to do. And we had a chance a couple years ago, and it didn't go our way. So how can we be better from that and have a chance to go up against this AFC, which is a lot of great quarterbacks and great teams, and repeat. And so we're going to start with day one, and that's taking care of ourselves during the break and getting ourselves ready to go for training camp.
All right. Now, speaking of the Patriots, they had what's said to be a good visit with free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Darlington on NFL Live on the top 2 teams in the market for this wideout.
DeAndre Hopkins has concluded his visit with the New England Patriots, the second of a 2-trip visit, one to the Titans Sunday and Monday, and then ultimately a couple days with the Patriots as well. Now, this is a situation where Hopkins is taking his time here to figure out where he's going to go, but it does feel, at least, like right now it is between the Titans and the Patriots.
Darlington joining Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max this morning, 7:30 Eastern, followed by Harry Douglas at 8:30. Coming up, round 1 of the U.S. Open in the books and some stellar scores, details on the other end. And now that Lamar has his contract, might Burrow and Herbert be next? That's next. This is ESPN Radio.
Greeny.
The fact that one of the central pieces feels so much bitterness toward it, it is tragic to me. Makes me feel terribly sad for him.
Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center, the one place that can handle everything you need to celebrate Dad in one convenient shopping experience. Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson. From the sweet treats to new clothes, the gift, dinner out, and everything in between. Town Center makes Father's Day easy and awesome. Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Have you heard about Cool Tone by Cool Sculpting? It is for a non-invasive body contouring treatment to strengthen, tone, and firm your muscles. Cool Tone, for a faster way to look like you spend hours in the gym. Call Williamson Cosmetic and Paraneck Aesthetic Surgery today. 225-927-7546.
wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's Macy's Father's Day sale. Take an extra 25% off great gifts for every dad with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop Father's Day specials like 40 to 50% off classic styles from INC, Alfani, and more. 25 to 40% off activewear essentials from Adidas, Reebok, and more. And 40% off designer watches. Want more deals? Download the free Macy's app by saying, Alexa, open Macy's now. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The new Chevy Silverado HD puts you in command. Own strength with its enhanced available Duramax 6.6-liter turbo diesel V8. Own the lake with its available advanced towing technology. And own technology with an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. The new Chevy Silverado HD. Own work, own play, own life. Learn more at Chevy.com. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
Powerball draws Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is over $350 million. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
Shop summer savings worth celebrating at Lowe's. Right now, save on select major appliances. And when you buy more, you save more. Get up to an additional $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances from brands like Whirlpool, with kitchen suites to meet any price point. Shop in-store or online today. Lowe's knows July 4th savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/21. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Instacart Plus has all the best things about Instacart, like same-day grocery delivery, but
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Again, our top stories, Ricky Fowler, Xander Schauffele, each turn in 62s in the opening round of the U.S. Open. Shohei Ohtani matches the Major League lead in the home runs and gets it done on the mound for the Angels. The commissioner weighs in on the A's potential move to Vegas, and the Nuggets celebrate their first title in 47 years of NBA existence.
It was a great day. Got off to a nice start, making 3 on 10, and never really thought about a score or necessarily what I was trying to do out there. The first few days this week, I wasn't feeling very comfortable.
It's not really what you expect playing the U.S. Open, but monkey see, monkey do. Was just chasing Ricky up the leaderboard, so glad he was just in front of me.
There's birdies to be made out here, but you have to drive it well and get the ball in position first. From there, just managed our way around really well.
Yeah, Ricky Fowler, first player in U.S. Open history with a 62. That lasted all 15 minutes as Xander Schauffele joined him with his own 62. He had this simple take on his spectacular opening round.
I don't know. It's just Thursday. It's literally just the first day of a tournament, so it's a good start.
No doubt about that. Dustin Johnson, Wyndham Clark, each 64 to get within 2 shots of the lead. Rory McIlroy, Brian Harman finished 3 shots back. Andy North on SportsCenter with SVP on how the LA Country Club played and will play this weekend.
They haven't put a drop of water in the fairways for a month. Okay. So late Tuesday afternoon, when the marine layer went away and the sun came out, it got a little bit toasty late Tuesday afternoon. They expected the marine layer each of the last 2 days to burn off much earlier than it did. It really never burned off during the first round on Thursday. So I think it's going to be really important to see what the weather does. If we see sunny and warm, it could dry it out enough that now the greens get firmer and it's going to be a whole different story.
Yeah, that course has been around since before 1900. Never has it hosted a major. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquil. Back to the NFL, where Bills coach Sean McDermott said that he feels the situation with Stephon Diggs is resolved and clarified that he excused the wide receiver from Tuesday's mandatory minicamp practice. The story's going back and forth, right? Diggs was present, took part in individual drills during Wednesday's mini camp, and did not take part in team drills, though. It certainly appears there was an issue with the player and the team that has not been publicly clarified. But for now, the organization will sweep it under the carpet. Might the relationship, though, become a problem in the near future? Jeremy Fowler with more on that.
I'm hearing the Bills are hopeful that they have resolved this. Tuesday was described to me as tense. No way around it. Bills had some closed-door meetings to try to sort all this out. Wednesday was described to me as normal. Diggs showed up and did his routine for practice. They broke for camp. Everybody felt like they were in a decent spot. But what has been told to me over the last few months, multiple times, is that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs had to have a conversation, that their dynamic was off coming out of the year. This is not believed to be a contractual issue. He's not expected to get traded. He's got a massive $45 million dead cap hit this year. He's near impossible to trade. So the Bills are just trying to manage this the best they can.
Mike Tannenbaum has run teams in the NFL. He had this on how he would handle the Diggs situation.
It's family business. You bring everybody in and you say, hey, look, it is June 15th. We are not leaving Orchard Park, New York, Greenie, until we get this settled. So Stephon Diggs, your agent, the owner, head coach, Josh Allen, everyone's coming in, and we are going to resolve this, because with Stephon Diggs, we could go win a championship. Without him, we may not make the playoffs. And again, just for context, he had 60 more receptions than their second best receiver in Gabe Davis. So whatever it is, it's bad news now. The good news is it's June 15th, and we are going to solve it. And once we solve it, we're going on vacation. But no one's leaving the facility until contract, non-contract, scheme, whatever it could be, we got to solve it now.
Today, we're going to keep it about the future. You know, I'm not really worried about what happened in the past. We're going to keep it about these next 5 years.
It's got a chance to be a winning offense. That's what we always want to be. But, you know, the expectations are always high.
They're to a point now where both sides were able to reach a deal. Now he can move forward and focus on the game of football, right? There's no more dark cloud worried about, are the Baltimore Ravens going to pay me? Am I going to have a contract? Do I have to go out here on the franchise tag? Should I stay true to my principles? There's no more of that. They're at the point now where they can just move on and play football.
Yeah. How about that? The focus on football. A foreign subject in the NFL. You just heard about the Diggs-Allen dynamic in Buffalo. Well, Lamar Jackson has his new contract and has a number one receiver with Odell Beckham Jr. in the fold. Jamison Hensley on that dynamic as he joined Freddie and Fitzsimmons.
They've drafted wide receivers in the past in the first round to help out Lamar Jackson, but they have not been able to get the front line player. And I mean, they gave Odell Beckham Jr. $15 million for that 1 year to get him. They overpaid a little bit to get Odell Beckham Jr., but they've never gotten a guy kind of his stature to come in and really be that player out there for Lamar Jackson. So they've always surrounded him with some young guys, some guys that maybe have not been at the top of their career and kind of filled them in, but they've never had a guy that, you know, Lamar Jackson's called him a legend out there also on the field.
And they have a new offense. They're going to air it out more this season as well. Jeff Darlington, meantime, speaks to the other quarterbacks that are next in line. Jackson has his deal. How about Burrow and Herbert on those contract negotiations?
We are still in that kumbaya phase of contract negotiations for Justin Herbert and, by the way, also for Joe Burrow. And that is with good reason. The organizations, as far as my conversations have gone, remain diligent in their efforts to sign both of these players, Burrow and Herbert. Which one gets done first? Just a matter of time and semantics. But ultimately, we do generally see these big contracts, whether it's Patrick Mahomes is a good example. Usually they happen July, August, early July, late June, maybe early August. But these summer months, general managers generally take a break right after the offseason ends, and then the offseason program, I should say, and then they'll reconvene for those contract negotiations. So again, we do expect both to get done. I would be surprised if they aren't done by at least the middle of training camp.
Yeah, Herbert said not at top of mind currently.
It's something that I really haven't thought a whole lot about. You know, I think the most
most of the offseason so far has been worried about, getting my shoulder right, making sure that I'm the best quarterback that I can be for this team. I think the world of the Chargers organization. I've got complete faith in the front office. When it comes time to camp, the role of the quarterback is to be out there for his team and to do everything he can to put that team in a position to win. And I understand that responsibility.
I like that organization, sounding a little Canadian there for Herbert. He'll get the contract, and no doubt. And they're talking NFL. Jeff Darlington, you like that? You get more from him. KJ Maxx has him this morning, 7:30 Eastern. Harry Douglas follows at 8:30.
I don't know exactly what the right thing to say is about Zion.
The Pelicans, if they want to move way up in the draft, you're looking at potentially making Zion Williamson available. That would be a fascinating decision, but if the Pelicans are serious about moving up, I think that must be something that they're considering.
There's going to be a GM or owner out there that says, you know what, we can fix him. We would love to have him.
The ends are not justifying the means. And if I can turn this into someone else's problem, I do it.
Yeah, he doesn't play, right? He's never on the court. Got a lot of money, got a big contract, does not play. How about the future for Zion in that Crescent City of New Orleans? Brian Windhorst on that.
I think that trading Zion is going to be difficult, Greeny, because his value is not good right now. He has barely played over the last 2 seasons. When he has played, he's looked great. There's obviously a disconnect in the relationship here. There's not a great relationship between Zion and the organization. I don't know how this getting out is going to affect it, because I'm not 100% sure they're going to be able to move him for a satisfactory deal. But this is absolutely something that the league is keeping an eye on, whether or not the Pelicans would follow through with making offers, or to the point of actually trading this player who is essentially their franchise player.
Yeah, they do want to move up to the front side of the draft. Jay Williams, Alan Ahan on opposite sides of that Zion fence.
I think you have to have a series of difficult conversations with him about, hey, the way we have done things has not paid results. We have to change the way things are done. No more just going places in the offseason and training. You're going to stay here. You're going to train. We're going to monitor your body fat. We're going to keep your conditioning down to a certain level. And because with him, they were first place in the West.
I checked in with a lot of different coaches and front office people around the league and some scouts as well about him. And they all have that same reaction that I think we're seeing in New Orleans. It is when he's on the court, he is special, but you can't rely on him to be there. And there's a lot of questions about his motivation to be on the court. So if you're New Orleans, you have to wonder, is it motivation to play basketball for anyone or for us? Is it this place that just isn't having it? You don't really feel it here. One way or another, you can't wait any longer. They've already actually waited too late, in my opinion, because they gave him $200 million. They probably could have made this decision before giving him the extension, but they thought maybe if they showed faith in him, he would reciprocate. He has not so far. So it's time for them to move on while he still has value.
Yeah, how about someone who covers the team for ESPN? Andrew Lopez joined Canty and Carlin on the subject of Zion and the Pelicans.
The Pelicans are parting ways with assistant coach Teresa Witherspoon, who has kind of been Zion, player development coach the last few years. So he was on at the facility today, kind of talk with Griffin, hear that news for himself firsthand before it kind of got out. That was something that they wanted to do. But that surely doesn't help all the talk that is around him, especially if, one of his, favorite coaches on staff is no longer going to be there. I do think that there are still some, they're definitely trying to make some moves, but it does not appear right now that Z is a part of many of those conversations.
Now, that's one stay or go scenario for a star player and his respective team. How about Damian Lillard and the Blazers? Count Windy in the stay category.
Everybody has put his name out front because of the way he, what he said at the end of the season. But in my conversations, I'm getting the impression that Dame is still very committed there, and that the Blazers' moves and what they're trying to do are there to support Dame. So I would not put Dame on the front of the trade situation right now. I mean, again, let's pay attention to what I said right now.
Though ESPN front office insider Bobby Marks says perhaps now is the time for the two to part ways.
For me personally, I wish Damian Lillard would just walk in there right now and ask to be traded. I think that's for the best for him, and I think it's best for the organization if both go in a different direction and you get a restart here, because I think eventually it's coming. I don't know if it's going to be this offseason. It might be next offseason here, but I just don't see how this team gets better when, it's third pick in the draft, and if you retain Jeremy Grant here. If you're Bradley Beal, you don't want to walk into a roster that probably would look like the current team you're on right now.
I believe Miami is going to add a huge piece. Could it be Bradley Beal? Then I think they become on the short list of favorites to win the championship.
If Bradley Beal gets traded between now and next Thursday, I think people are going to be very surprised at the price and how potentially low it's going to be.
Yeah, he does have a big contract. The Wizards are exploring a potential Bradley Beal deal. Jay Williams on potential landing spots.
Golden State Warriors, the Bay Area, and it's not even a question. If you're telling me you want to extend the championship window of Steph Curry, right, you have some big decisions to make. It's obvious that the chemistry of this year's team was messed up. You gave Jordan Poole a big deal, right? And I like Jordan Poole. You also have Klay Thompson, who's going to be a free agent the following year. He wants a max contract. I am willing to state publicly that if you want to extend the championship window for Steph Curry, I look into moving both Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson to the Washington Wizards for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, how about that? We got some potential wheeling and dealing going on this offseason in the NBA. More National Basketball Association talk. Damian Wilkins, former player and head of basketball for Overtime Elite, joins the show at 9:30 Eastern. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Coming up, we size up the 18 field in the College World Series and have the night's top plays all queued up. That's next. This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Coming up Friday, as we continue to wait for the NBA's decision on Ja Morant, I'll tell you why the thought of trading him is asinine, whatever you want to call it. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
ESPN Radio Sports Center All Night. More next.
Mazda's most powerful vehicle yet. Craft every detail to create more than a car, to create a connection. The first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent. Oh no, Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
When you want some really good Louisiana seafood and a menu that lives up, if you grew up here, it's Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse. 2 locations, one in Watson, one in Denham. Hey, it's Jody. Their gumbo is perfection. The seafood platter really lives up. There's no way you could even finish it in one sitting. You get a really good sample of everything. They have good appetizers, too, like the duked up shrimp and the sirloin bites. 20 or so lunch specials every day. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance to find the right plan for your unique situation at no cost to you. With Affordable Care Act plans, sometimes called Obamacare, you can rest easy knowing that many screenings, pre-existing conditions, and preventative care are covered. Shop online or with a Health Markets agent to get started on the path to health insurance coverage. Learn more at healthmarkets.com. Don't let life changes catch you off guard. Trust Health Markets to find you coverage. That's healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
And now a special motorcycle weather report from Progressive.
And today's forecast, expect a steady breeze with a 100% chance of twisting down those country back roads gleefully on your motorcycle. Some will want you, others will want to be you, and animals everywhere will yearn for opposable thumbs just to work that throttle like you do. Oh, nature's cruel design. That's your forecast. Back to you.
This has been a special motorcycle weather report.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we are back on SportsCenter all night with a walk-off winner from the Bigs.
3-1 to Freeman. Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball to center field. The game is over. The center fielder, Lewis Robert, was in shallow. He never moved a muscle. And Freeman wins it. The Dodgers win it 5-4.
That's Charlie Steiner, AM 570 LA Sports. Freddie Freeman in the 11th. Dodgers 5-4 over the White Sox. 45th run knocked in for the LA first baseman. Let's keep it on the diamond as the Men's College World Series gets started today on ESPN. Oral Roberts, TCU at 2 Eastern. Later tonight, it's Virginia and Florida at 7 Eastern. 8-team field double elimination tournament in Omaha. ESPN college baseball analyst Kyle Peterson joined Freddie Coleman on Freddie and Fitzsimmons in Looking Ahead.
The one thing that I know is a part of an article on ESPN.com. The question was, what are you most looking forward to this year in the College World Series? And you said fireworks. Why?
Well, home runs are up to start. I mean, kind of average per game. It's the highest that I think it's ever been. And the narrative on this ballpark when it opened was there's no offense. Right. And it was not a great product, honestly, for a few years. It's different now. And not only is it different, we've got the kids and the teams here that have been part of the different this year. Jack Caglione from Florida leads the country in home runs. He's got 31. Brock Wilken from Wake Forest is second. He's got 30. So I think you're going to see a good balance from an offensive standpoint. But from a pitching standpoint, I mean, we've never had this much talent individually.
Yeah.
There's 8 to 11 first-round picks this year.
Wow.
That are here. And there's probably 20 to 23 total if you look at the next 3 years of the draft. And that's off the charts good. So you've got the best hitters in the country, the best offensive teams in the country, and a lot of the best arms in the country. It's a good combo.
No, it's going to be a great College World Series that gets started tomorrow. Kyle Peterson, ESPN College Baseball analyst, will be part of the coverage. Joining me, Freddie Coleman. You mentioned Wake Forest. They're a overall number one seed. That has not happened in terms of the overall number one seed winning the College World Series since 1999. For those who don't know about that story and how deep this team is, school people on how good Wake Forest has been getting to this point, Kyle.
Yeah, deep is dead on. I mean, they're the most complete team for me in the country. They didn't lose a series all year. I mean, that almost never happens in our game. They were number one for the back half of it. It was LSU at the beginning, then Wake at the end. Wake is the top ERA in the country by just shy of a run. They're the only ERA below 3 in the nation. But yet they play in one of the most offensive ballparks in the country. And so, I mean, they hit 9 home runs in the Super Final, or in the Game 2 of the Supers. So there's a ton of offense. They're older, which is good in our game right now, to where it's just guys that have been around, not necessarily in this stage, obviously,
right,
but guys that have been around the program for a few years. And there's a ton of swing and miss on a pitching staff that has probably 3 or 4 guys that are going to be big leaguers. So it's everything you would want to see from a college team. And they were the most consistent all year.
You heard Kyle just talk about that and that super regional clincher that got him to the College World Series. 9 home runs against Alabama. I've been there 3 times. LSU, the team I was covering, all 3 times they won the World Series. That's a lot of steak and a lot of laundry because I was down to T-shirts there in Omaha. Night Stop Plays had a focus on more diamond play. It includes a Philly, a Fry, a Granny, and Shohei. Mark Robbins has the details.
Number 4.
Hello there, Jim. We're going to begin
with Major League Baseball. And Bryce Harper putting the Phillies up on Arizona. The call from Sports Radio 94 WIP.
0-1. Swung on line the other way. A base hit into left center. Schwarber is home to score. Turner will stop at second. And Bryce Harper has put the Phillies back in front. It's 5-4 Phillies.
Number 3.
Cleveland's David Fry gets things sizzling for the Guardians against the Padres on WTAM 1100 in Cleveland.
The pitch. Swung out and drilled. Deep left. Down the line. Gone. A laser 3-run home run down the left field line by David Fry. It is 5-0 Cleveland. And the Bluebirds are out at Petco Park.
Number 2.
In Los Angeles, the Dodgers solved the White Sox pitching. Chris Taylor proving my point. AM 570 LA Sports.
Here's the pitch. High fly ball to left. And it looks like we've got ourselves a tie game. Chris Taylor with a grand slam. The Dodgers' 8th grand slam of the season, the most in Major League Baseball, and boy, did the Dodgers ever need that one.
Number 1.
And finally, another opportunity for Shohei the hitter to help out Shohei the pitcher on Angels Radio AM 830.
Here's Shohei swinging and driving a ball deep out into left center, and that one lands in the second deck. Ohtani has hit another home run in this series, another 2-run homer. The Angels add on, and the Angels now have a 5-2 lead.
And the Angels are playing good ball of late. I might change Ohtani's mind to stay in L.A. with the Angels, not necessarily the Dodgers. A pair of big storylines from soccer Thursday. Greg Berhalter has agreed to return as U.S. national team coach after being cleared in a domestic violence investigation. And Christian Pulisic has scored late in the first half, early in the second. United States passed Mexico 3-0 to reach the CONCACAF Nations League final against Canada. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max this morning, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU. And they talk NFL. Jeff Darlington on at 7:30 Eastern, Harry Douglas 8:30 Eastern, and Damian Wilkins, former NBA player and head of basketball for Overtime Elite, talking the draft coming up at 9:30 Eastern. One note from the NHL, New Jersey Devils lockup forward Jesper Bratt. It's an 8-year, $63 million extension, $10 million next season. He had a career-high 32 goals, 41 gives for the Devils, who made the playoffs for the first time since 2018 this past season. Again, Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele, each with U.S. Open record rounds of 62 to start the PGA Tour's third major in L.A. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Nick Carty and technical director Josiah Howard, I'm Jim Baswell. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max is next.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center and Baton Rouge General's Pennington Cancer Center offer a collaborative approach to those battling cancer, offering more resources, more specialists, and most importantly, more tomorrows.
Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center, the one place that can handle everything you need to celebrate Dad in one convenient shopping experience. Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson. From the sweet treats to new clothes, the gift, dinner out, and everything in between. Town Center makes Father's Day easy and awesome. Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Yo, hip-hop's turning 50. Sprite celebrating. We're giving away a summer full of drops. Just scan your favorite flavor, bottle or can, and get what's hot. Cool? Now back to whatever you were listening to. Sprite, celebrating 50 years of hip-hop.
As a kid, you knew you made it when you got invited to a birthday party at McDonald's. So, this June, Grimace is celebrating his birthday at McDonald's. Whoa. With a shake all his own. Yay. And inviting everyone to celebrate with him. Get Grimace's birthday shake with a Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets when you order Grimace's birthday meal only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time while supplies last.
We're an Instacart family.
Oh my goodness, we saved so much time with same-day grocery delivery.
So we joined Instacart Plus.
And now we're saving more money.
We get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35,
5% credit back on pickup,
and a family account to shop together.
Did you know members save $460 a year when they order at least once a week?
I do now. See how much you'll save. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Average savings exclude membership fee. Individual savings may vary. Credit back excludes alcohol. Paid membership auto renews. Additional terms apply.
Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center and Baton Rouge General's Pennington Cancer Center are working together to bring you more in the fight against cancer. More resources, more specialists, more tomorrows. Our team of world-class physicians provides patients with a collaborative approach to care, enhanced treatment options, and the strength of 2 prominent institutions fighting alongside your journey. Together, we bring you more. Mary Bird Perkins and Baton Rouge General's Pennington Cancer Center.
Let me tell you what they're doing at Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse right now because of the time of the year. Hey, it's Jody. Boiled crawfish. They do them well, and they do them every day. During the week, after 4 p.m. every day, and then on Saturday and Sundays, all day, and they do them right. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse. 1 location in Watson, 1 in Denham. Probably the best South Louisiana seafood menu I have seen. Highly recommend the gumbo, the sauteed seafood, salad, and of course the seafood platter. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse.
Have you heard about Cool Tone by Cool Sculpting? It is for a non-invasive body contouring treatment to strengthen, tone, and firm your muscles. Cool Tone, for a faster way to look like you spend hours in the gym. Call Williamson Cosmetic and Paraneck Aesthetic Surgery today. 225-927-7546.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
But is this correct that you don't shower once you get off plane rides, Pat?
My first priority when I get off a plane isn't to find the nearest shower and get changed. No.
It was a conversation about flying across the country and coming to visit me. And I said the first thing that he's going to do is he's dropping his bags off and he's getting his nasty ass in the shower.
Yes.
You're not flopping down on my couch and walking around opening up my refrigerator and you're taking your shoes off at the front door. I play rough when I need to. Period.
So wait.
Flying across the country, you done walked through a nasty airport. You done touched all the handrails. You went in a nasty restroom. You done some just gross stuff.
Y'all made me realize how nasty these planes are, because I swear I be down there jumping in the shower with my clothes on trying to get that funk off of me.
The only thing more disgusting than Pat not taking a shower is listening to Jay and Matt try to defend the most despicable villain in sports right now. Y'all can spend more time talking about hygiene.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. Happy Friday, Jay and Key. What's going on?
Well, apparently when you show up to Key's house, not only do you have to take a shower, but you have to take a shower with his dog as well.
What? Yeah, that's the problem, Key.
Yeah.
You got to get in the shower. Dog's already been in there, man.
Trying to
How you guys
intimidate the
doing
poor
this
dog.
morning, man?
Imagine that poor dog looking up at Key like, what the?
Nah, not literally. You're not taking a shower with the dog.
Oh, well,
You're in the
you
shower
told
with
me
the
yesterday
dog.
that you get in the shower with the dog, you wash the dog, then you get out of the shower,
Yes.
and you dry him off,
You
and
have
then
to
you get
wash
back
the
in the
dog.
shower. Just
You have to
just
clean
take
the
the
dog.
whole
You have to
shower
get
with the
in this-
dog.
You have to get into the shower to be able to clean the dog, Jay. You can't clean the dog from a distance.
Plus,
You have to
Key
literally
doesn't
get
have like a
into the shower.
bathtub shower thing. He's got the whole room you walk into with the two different shower heads, and the steam comes out, a bench to sit down on.
But Key, you got to conserve water, Key.
Hey,
You
man.
got to save water. You don't want to just overuse water.
Here's the question about
Max.
yeah.
At the end of the day,
yeah,
I worked hard to get.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not saying it's a bad thing; it's a good thing.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
Do you? Let me ask. Here's the $64,000 question. Do you is your bathtub in the shower like one of those deals where you get in the shower and the further you go in, then the bathtub is like built into it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, separate.
Got it.
Yeah. So just shampoo the dog and then shampoo yourself at the same time.
No, there's no point in doing that.
But if you get wet, then you getting out to get back in.
Yeah, but I'm not getting soaking wet. You're not. You shower head is here.
Yeah,
you have the handheld shower.
Oh, you
deal
got the
too.
handheld joint. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean most showers do. I would think nowadays that type of homes that you guys live in.
No.
He's like most showers.
No,
you get your butler to get the thing.
Stop.
He brings it to you.
Stop.
Who has a butler? That's like 1965.
I wish I had one. I want to get one.
Stop.
Oh,
but yesterday was an interesting day though, because we talked dogs yesterday for the most of the show, and it was interesting how we love our dogs and different people, love their dogs and stuff. So I get home in the middle of the day, late in the afternoon, and my dogs are in the house, and the garage door opens. So my youngest goes and she opens up the door to the garage, and the dogs go out into the garage. My wife gets out of the car with the other kids. They get the dog to come. They get one of the dogs to come back in, not realizing the other dog didn't follow. So close the garage, boom, go back in the house. We're sitting around talking, and one dog's just running around, whatever. And the phones are ringing, and nobody's answering them because we don't know who it is. And, you ain't picking up no numbers. I don't know. No, we don't do that. Not at my crib. And so we finally pick up because it says security gate. So we pick the phone up eventually. Security says, we have your dog. I have a dog? What are you talking about? So we looking around. He's like, yeah, we have a dog. We got the dog collar with the name, the number, the whole deal. So I'm like, oh, blankety blank. So I go down. He done left, went out. There's a park within our community. He done walked to the park. So one of the neighbors gets him, takes him down to the guard shack. He decides he's going to go hang out with the rest of the dogs on his own. Just literally not realizing there are mean people in the hills of Calabasas called coyotes, bobcats, and mountain lions. They will eat his ass up.
Maybe he was mistaken for a squirrel.
Maybe he was trying to get away.
That's what you said, Jay. Maybe he just had such a bad life.
Bad home experience.
Bad home experience.
I can't do this anymore.
So I had to get
organic salmon.
I had to get in the truck and drive down and get him. And just like,
the best though, when you got him, because you sent us a video on the text chain, though, the best is like, it was like a parent scolding their child. Like, like the security guy was like, hey, here you go. He didn't even say anything to the security guy. I was like, if you don't get your ass in the car.
Meantime, the dog got right in the riding shotgun. Riding shotgun.
Yeah. Right in the front seat. And no, that's, like I said, he's like a little human. But literally, he was gone for probably about 35 minutes before we realized it.
Yeah. That's it, that little taste of freedom.
Tough, but how crazy is that happened yesterday after all the dog talk?
Yeah. Streets were calling him.
Streets were calling
him. He wants to know what it's like.
He wanted to go hang out with the buddies though at the park.
Yesterday was a good day. It was pretty outside yesterday in the city.
It was, yeah.
I literally found myself walking around downtown, got myself involved in a ping pong matchup.
What?
Outside ping pong matchup.
Just out of nowhere?
Just straight up sweating on the streets, like downtown, just playing ping pong for like an hour.
Really?
I was like, yo, this is
what
this
neighborhood?
Is tough. Like more like around like Soho area.
Yeah.
There's like the hardcore like just like it wasn't a net. It was just like a straight like 10 like net. Like and it was and everybody was playing. Like dudes had spins out there left and right. I was like, yo, this is
so
some
whole
master
like
ping
South toward
pong players.
Tribeca, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't get the whole ping pong thing. The other night when I went to the party 2 weeks ago, Jay, my friend's birthday party. His ping pong coach.
He had a ping pong coach.
What?
He got a trainer? Oh, I need this, sir.
No, he got a ping pong. Well, he got that. He can do that.
Yeah,
he can do that. He got a ping pong coach. He's really good at. He plays in all these tournaments. But he got, this is just exercise for him. He's 60 years old.
Okay,
it's just his exercise basically. But yeah, his ping pong coach was there at his party.
Key, I'm just trying to tell you,
ping pong coach.
Dudes out here yesterday. I was like, all right, cool. Like, let's go, let's play. This guy's like, yeah, let's play. And when the cat starts to hold the ping pong paddle, like to the side underneath it with the spin, I'm like, oh, see, I can't.
Now, did they know it was you? Or they thought you were just
people
some
started
guy.
recognizing your play, started to get a little crowd. But like cats out here holding the ping pong pad like down on the twisted angle, and they throwing it up and cut. I'm
Their
like,
claim to fame is they got to beat a professional athlete, high level athlete, or something.
That ping pong stuff I've sat and watched. This stuff is very difficult.
It's next level,
that
dog.
way. Yeah,
it's next level.
Hand-eye coordination,
Love it,
speed is crazy.
Cats just like 20 feet behind the table, just like slice.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This is tough.
Meantime, you know what else is tough? So Kendrick Perkins had something to say about Ja Morant. Still waiting for what the punishment's going to be on Ja, and then what the union's going to have to say about it. Not just the league, hey, this is what's going to happen, but how much pushback and what's going to be negotiated, if anything, etc., right? If that's the case. But meantime, Kendrick Perkins was talking about where Ja would be a good fit on what team. Listen to this from First Take yesterday.
When it comes down to the Godfather and Pat Riley, it's nothing that goes on in that city of Miami without him knowing anything about. And I know this, when it comes down to Udonis Haslem, Mr. Dade County himself, and I know he's no longer going to be on the roster, but he's still going to be part of that organization. It's nothing that goes on in that city in Miami without him knowing about. So when I look at the culture and I look at what he could go and do for that organization and what the organization could do for him, I look at Ja and the change of scenery. I think Miami is the best fit for him. It's an established culture. He'll be well protected and he could learn. I think it's time for him to get out of Memphis.
I love KP. My mouth dropped to the floor yesterday when he said that. And I get the basketball side of it, the culture, but you want to take Ja out of Memphis and then put him down in South Beach? Down in 305? Like you think there are problems in Memphis? Like South Beach could be worse. And I get what he's talking about, like basketball wise and Pat Riley and UD ain't trying to be around where a 23-year-old kid is all day long chaperoning him, first off. And Udonis has him. And
he wants to be with his grandkids.
I'm not taking Ja and putting him down in South Beach. Those two names don't go together.
We played a game on This Just In yesterday. We sometimes do called desk elimination. Like we start eliminating options, and then we get down to one team if there is a trade. We did it with Zion Williamson, and the debate on the show between me and Tim and Nick Friedel was that Friedel was arguing Zion should go to South Beach. Same thing. Should go to Pat Riley, go to that organization, right? Because that'll straighten them out.
Yeah, that's different. That one's different, though.
But I was saying, to me, Portland would make more sense because you get Dame, a superstar, and a veteran player could take him under his wing and show. But the idea is the same, that the structure in Miami is such that forget about the location, by Nick's idea of it. Forget about the location and everything. Same like KP said, you got Pat Riley and Spoelstra and veterans who are going to rein him in. Key, are you skeptical of that, or you think that
No,
works?
it's different between the two.
Because?
Wait.
He's French
New
now.
Orleans?
Yeah, he's New Orleans. He's Creole, French.
What the Morant.
Ja's situation and issues are different than Zion's. Miami wouldn't be bad for Zion because his is out of shape, focus. That's a little bit different. Because you're talking about within the basketball structure in the building. Ja's issues is not basketball court. It's off the court. When you put him in an environment off the court like a Miami, that's a lot, man. It's me and Jay, and too, Max, just from being in places. That's like dropping a dude right in the middle of Vegas. I mean, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different deal. Pat Riley is known for a structure, but we're talking about a structure within the building. Pat Riley doesn't have time to be like he said about Haslam. He's not going to be sitting around babysitting. He got his own grandkids.
That makes a lot of sense what Key is saying. There's this idea out there now that if you have a player with some issues, go to Miami and he'll get straightened out there. But I haven't seen that as the history of the Pat Riley franchise. He doesn't take reclamation projects.
No.
He takes the kind of personalities that can hang down there.
Yes,
right?
Think about it. Go all the way back to Tim Hardaway or
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, them dudes ain't got no issues like this.
Chris Bosh.
Well, also, it's not like you could just say like a change of scenery. Like Ja's problem is going to follow him. Ja's the only person that could deal with his own problem. Like it's not like just let me put him in a new environment. Ja has to want to address the problem first.
Wherever you go, there you are. That's the whole thing.
Yep. It's just different situations, and we'll carry this conversation over, but it's different situations in different cities and organizations for guys that people deem as somewhat problematic.
So what could the plan be to help Ja get it together? Jay, our very own Jay Will, not only plays ping pong in the streets of Soho.
Dr. J.
What? He has a business plan to help Ja Morant become the face of the NBA after all. KJM.
We've uncovered a fair amount of additional information. He has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, and my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the outcome of that investigation.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I started shopping for weekly groceries through Instacart because with young kids, my week is pretty packed. There's Taekwondo, tap lessons, and endless birthday parties. But with Instacart, I can get groceries and weekly essentials delivered in as fast as an hour, which gives me time back. Wait, wasn't it this kid's birthday last month? Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
We're an Instacart family.
Oh my goodness, we saved so much time with same-day grocery delivery.
So we joined Instacart Plus.
And now we're saving more money.
We get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35,
5% credit back on pickup,
and a family account.
So we can shop together in a shared cart and get everything we need, like toilet paper.
Like ice cream. Join Instacart Plus for family accounts, unlimited free delivery, and 5% credit back on pickup. Visit instacartplus.com to get 2 weeks free. Credit back excludes alcohol. Family account subject to availability. Additional terms apply.
Baseball fans, it's that time of the year again. The weather is getting warmer, and the boys of summer are taking the field. And if you're a fan of the MLB, you're in luck, because TuneIn is bringing you live coverage of every game. That's right. With TuneIn, you'll never miss a pitch, a hit, or a run. Whether you're at home, at work, or on the go, you can follow your favorite teams and players in real time. Search MLB or tell your device to play your favorite team on TuneIn to get in the game.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Not sure what to listen to next? Well, here's this week's top 3 things to listen on TuneIn. Formula One is back in North America for the Canadian Grand Prix. Listen to every lap this Sunday. TuneIn's exclusive pop hit station is the top destination for chart-topping hits from your favorite artists. Add some pop to your day now. How deep can you dig for the truth before it gets dangerous? Introducing the 13th Step, the new investigative series. Find these and more trending items on the homepage of TuneIn.
Wall Street Journal Radio is now on TuneIn. From top-line morning briefings to afternoon deep dives on the markets, the economy, and more, invest in your day with WSJ Radio.
I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal. Many workers have high expectations for raises.
Discover business news and analysis for the decisions that matter from sources you can trust. The Wall Street Journal, Barron's, MarketWatch, and Investors Business Daily. It's all here, now streaming on TuneIn. Search Wall Street Journal Radio on TuneIn to listen.
Sometimes dear old dad needs a little help refreshing his life and his fashions.
Honestly, I was shocked when I saw that video.
For Ja, I think he has to take a step back and figure out what's important to him, because you're on the verge of blowing it all.
We've uncovered a fair amount of additional information, given that we're, of course, in the off season. He has now been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely. And my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the outcome of that investigation.
on J. Willimax, ESPN Radio.
Yo, can we just go back to what Kendrick Perkins was talking about before about him down in Miami? Can you imagine? Like, I'm trying to not have Ja in these type of situations. You ready?
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend sponsored by Ja Morant.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not, Key. We've been down to Miami during Memorial Day weekend. Like, I'm not trying to have that pop off by
Jay,
Ja
you want to
Morant
go?
hosting and sponsoring parties.
Memorial Day weekend sponsored by Ja.
Everyone's showing up.
No.
Yep.
Oh, everybody's coming. Everybody's coming.
Yeah,
Formula One sponsored by Ja. No,
How old is he?
I think what, 22, 23?
So 22, 23 years old. And when it goes back to what Max was saying about the Miami Heat's culture and all of those sort of things, when you think about some of the players that they've acquired in the past, they were not 22 and 23 years old.
Huh.
Getting the Diesel was not 22 years old when he went to Miami. And he had fun, right? Big Teddy Bear had fun and hosted things like Jay is talking about. But he wasn't 22 or 23
And plus, if
years old.
Shaq is available, you're getting Shaq, period.
Yeah,
period.
no, that's true. But Shaq was an outgoing personality who had fun.
He's a movie
was
star.
A DJ.
Yeah.
And so his deal's a little different. Lonzo Mourning was not 22, 23. Tim Hardaway not 22, 23. Jimmy Butler not 22, 23, right? You start looking at it, it's not what people think. This one is a totally different situation that you're going to be dealing with. You're dealing with essentially a guy who, for all intents and purposes, was just in high school a few years ago. That's the way it,
Yo,
so
if Tyler Hero's having issues in Miami, like Ja's going to have bigger issues in Miami.
Florida.
You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
something about there's something in the water down there, man.
That scene, it's all about nightlife. I mean, we can go through 11. You go through all the names of all the spots, Key.
What do you get? You are Miami, like, again, it's like a Vegas without the casinos. And you get, it's a 72-hour destination for people like that go like a Ja type. It's in and out. To place him down there and think that he's going to become something different, I would be skeptical of that for sure.
You know, you cats become, where we going? We going to live? We going to 11? Like, where are we going tonight? Like, people are flying in to see you. People are more apt to say, I want to come hang out with you. I want to see what this scene is like. And like a lot of people are like, OKC, like, I'm so excited to come out to Oklahoma City. It's way different. Way different.
Not exactly Utah, Miami.
No.
But so look, it's funny because when these guys first hit the league, to a lot, especially without long college careers nowadays, he played a year who was spectacular, but the public gives you a blank slate, right? And a lot of that has to do with stars like Magic and Bird, and then Michael Jordan. They were presented and marketed a certain way, and especially Magic had a personality that endeared America to him. And so it's like the next guy who comes along in the NBA, the public starts with a blank slate, but I think basically good assumptions about them, right? Like, you got to violate those assumptions for people to be like, damn, he's like that. Ja was about to be the face of the league, a spectacular skywalking player, right? Who was going to, oh my God, he's setting the league on fire. And it's not like people come in thinking with all these assumptions, he's a bad guy or anything like that. But now he in many ways has damaged the kind of brand that could represent the league, Jay. But I understand you have a plan to get it all back on track.
Well, I have a plan for Memphis keeping him. Here are three things, Key, that I think need to happen in order for Memphis, for him to stay in Memphis and finish his career in Memphis and be the star of the league in Memphis, okay? Number one, I really think you need to bring in a veteran player. You already need a 3-and-D, 4-and-D kind of guy with Dylan Brooks being out, but somebody that can put his arms around the locker room, especially around Ja, that can be like, oh, you're going this way? Nah, come over here. Or you're going that way? Nah, come here. Let's go this way together. And somebody that can call him out sometimes on the lip service, the BS, right? I do not think there's anybody better in the league for Memphis than Draymond Green for a situation like that. Now, they can go get a guy like Dre. Dre may want to stay in Golden State, but his contract being up, for him to opt out, like a place like Memphis, I'm not saying Dre would do it, but that's the type of player that you're like, hey, timing seems right. Can I throw the bag at you for 3 years? Can you help set the foundation for what Ja needs moving
Who does he
forward?
replace?
With Dylan Brooks.
That's perfect. Get rid of
Right?
Dylan
Like,
Brooks.
it's right there.
It's not like
works,
Dylan
right?
Brooks shoots
And
anyway, really.
that's the guy that runs the
well.
locker room, helps you run the locker room, right? So that's the one guy. Another second thing I'm doing, Key. Yo, these 2 6'7", 300-pound dudes, they're with you all the time. 24/7. You don't go anywhere, they don't go. Key, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I was gonna get it. I'm letting you finish because then I'll dial it into.
You go to the supermarket, they rolling with you. You go see family, they in 2 SUVs behind you, one in front, one behind you, wherever you go. You don't wear anything. When you go to the club, if you want to go to the club, great. We're not, no pictures of you with bottles. Like, there's pictures of you with water bottles. If you want to put a little inside the water bottle, but from now on, people are only going to see you a certain way, and I'm going to help you think through all these different things. I'm not going to let you do bad things to yourself. I'm going to help you through the process. And number 3, I'm going to give you a mentor. I'm going to give you somebody you need to check into at least once or twice a week. You ready? Not me, but the other one. Jason Williams from the Nets. You know what happened when he was popping off with little stuff here and there? He actually, his chauffeur, look up the story.
I remember.
Look up the story, and this can be your real life person. Like, I just want you to check in, just rap. Like, you talking about life, like we're gonna do a therapy plan, all that stuff. But this is a person that needs you to check into once or twice a week, just to talk to for 30 minutes about things that are popping off. He's older, he may not understand the scene the same way, but you're gonna continue to learn from his experiences.
Jason Williams with the Nets.
Jason Williams,
the power forward, who, by the way, was
had a situation where he shot his chauffeur.
He was a great dude, had goodwill.
Incredible dude.
Had like, show up at charity events all the time and stuff like that, and just personable guy, and yeah, it's ruined his career.
So you know, Jay, everything that
and someone else's life. Yep.
Everything that you're saying is absolutely correct. It's interesting though, because when I was growing up playing professional football, I was considered the bad boy of my era of football, and Allen Iverson was the guy in basketball. We both had our own signature shoes, right? AI had his Reebok, I had mine with Adidas. What both shoe companies did is they assigned somebody to us.
Mm-hmm.
Q Gaskins was AI's guy, if I'm remembering.
No, you're right. Yep.
I remember Q, but I think that was his last name.
That's Q, yeah.
And Chris was my guy. And I still had all my guys around me that I grew up with. And what they would make sure is that we also everything was good, because they were not going to trick off the money. Okay? Meaning that Reebok wasn't going to allow AI to put itself in a deep situation like he did in high school at the bowling alley. And Adidas wasn't going to allow myself to do something reckless. So even if I didn't or he didn't, be in a circle where people could say you did. That's why I'm always puzzled nowadays with Ja being such a big star, and Max touched up on the opportunity to be the face of the league. It's not lost. He can come back and still be inserted into that deal where he becomes one of these major faces of the NBA. But not only that, his agent. Where's his agent in these situations to surround him with good people? Hire somebody. Spend some of that percentage on hiring somebody to make sure at all times that everything is moving a certain way. Even if the dude had to sit out in front of the house in a car, and when Ja ready to leave, wake him up, let's go. And he can still go out and have fun at night and do all of those sort of things if he chooses to do that at 23 years old, 22 years old. You don't want to take that away from him, because that's part of who he is, and that's part of what makes him a superstar in the NBA.
He's got to do it differently.
But what you want to do is you want to tailor it differently.
Exactly.
And so I want to know where those people are. Where are they at in his corners? And on top of that, the NBA. On top of the NBA, the organization. The organization, first and foremost. You realize that you have a top star that could potentially help you win an NBA title. You got to protect him. You got to protect him. That's pretty much it.
They hire people for Key, and now the dog sleeps in the bed. He goes to Air One. He's making.
Hey, Max,
it worked.
Max,
it worked.
Think about it though.
Yeah.
Everybody in professional sports that has somebody is with them, Jay, all the time. The end of the day,
there you go.
You really don't never hear about them.
Yeah, right. It works. What does Zion need to do to live up to the hype now at this point? We're talking about Ja. What about Zion now? Jay, you're gonna give us a plan to get him right too?
Yeah, man.
KJM.
The Pelicans, if they want to move way up in the draft, you're looking at potentially making Zion Williamson available.
There's going to be a GM that says, you know what, we can fix him. We would love to have him. If I can turn this into someone else's problem, I do it.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Next.
Mazda's most powerful vehicle yet. Craft every detail. A bold sculpted design. An all-new inline-six turbo. A feeling of everything exactly as it should be. To create more than a car. To create a connection. The first ever three-row Mazda CX-90.
Have you heard about Cool Tone by Cool Sculpting? It is for a non-invasive body contouring treatment to strengthen, tone, and firm your muscles. Cool Tone, for a faster way to look like you spend hours in the gym. Call Williamson Cosmetic and Paraneck Aesthetic Surgery today. 225-927-7546.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance to find the right plan for your unique situation at no cost to you. With Affordable Care Act plans, sometimes called Obamacare, you can rest easy knowing that many screenings, pre-existing conditions, and preventative care are covered. Shop online or with a Health Markets agent to get started on the path to health insurance coverage. Learn more at healthmarkets.com. Don't let life changes catch you off guard. Trust Health Markets to find you coverage. That's healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At the Home Depot, we take Father's Day seriously. Why not get doing and give Dad a gift card that gets him out of the house and into new projects? Because the dads who do the most deserve the most, whether he's into woodworking, yard work, or grilling up something for the family. A Home Depot gift card gives your dad the power to get everything he needs to keep doing the most. Shop today for a gift that powers Dad at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Get ready for summer with savings happening now at Lowe's. If you've got tools on your shopping list, shop now and save big on the innovative, compact, and lightweight Skill Power Core 12 tools, like the brushless drill kit. Now just $49.98, was $69.98. That's a $20 savings. Plus, you can get a Power Core 12 reciprocating saw kit for just $79.98. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/28. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Have you heard of Instacart? I use it to order same-day delivery for groceries, essentials. I even got my vacuum delivered. So I figured it's time to join Instacart Plus. Now I get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35, 5% credit back on pickup, and a family account. It lets me invite a loved one to shop together. I chose my husband. He always knows when we're out of milk. Try it yourself. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Get the best of Instacart with Instacart Plus. Credit back excludes alcohol. Family account subject to availability. Additional terms apply.
When it comes to fitness, what's real? How about when it really truly fits your life? That's how Anytime Fitness sees it. Because our coaches see you. It's how they build personal plans that work wherever you are and focus on everything that matters, from fitness to nutrition to recovery, all so you can push yourself further than ever or just through the next rep. It's total 360 support for a real difference. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF. Visit AnytimeFitness.com.
Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center, the one place that can handle everything you need to celebrate Dad in one convenient shopping experience. Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson. From the sweet treats to new clothes, the gift, dinner out, and everything in between. Town Center makes Father's Day easy and awesome. Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance.
There's Shohei swinging and driving a ball deep out into left center, and that one lands in the second deck. Ohtani has hit another home run in this series, another two-run homer. The Angels add on, and the Angels now have a 5-2 lead.
It's been over 100 years since anyone did anything resembling this, but that's how it sounded on Angels Radio AM 830. Just appreciate Shohei Ohtani matched the Major League Baseball lead with his 22nd home run of the year. Angels win 5-3 over the Rangers, right? So that's great. He's leading the league in home runs. He also threw 6 innings to get the win. He's now 6-2 for the season. Meantime, Freddie Freeman singled to deep center field with the bases loaded in the 11th inning, giving the Dodgers a 5-4 win over the Chicago White Sox, snapping their 3-game losing streak. And both Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele made history Thursday in the first round of the U.S. Open.
Shot 62,
as they
Max.
each shot 8 under 62 to set the record for the lowest round in the tournament's history.
Yesterday was a wild day, man. I mean, literally eight birdies.
Sports Center presented by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
I don't know exactly what the right thing to say is about Zion.
The Pelicans, if they want to move way up in the draft, you're looking at potentially making Zion Williamson available. That would be a fascinating decision, but if the Pelicans are serious about moving up, I think it must be something that they're considering.
There's going to be a GM or owner out there that says, you know what, we can fix them. We would love to have them. The ends are not justifying the means. And if I can turn this into someone else's problem, I do it.
KJM ESPN Radio presented by Progressive Insurance. Is that my volume, or did Gates just blew my eardrum out with something? Yeah, my volume got changed. Hey, what does Zion Williamson need to do to live up to the hype? So you gave us a plan for Ja Morant. It's funny, these are the number 1 and 2 picks in that draft, right? And they both look like surefire superstars. And it's not like when they're on the court, they're disappointing. On the court, they're everything.
That's why it's worth pouring resources into, because of their status and their ceiling.
So you did it for Ja, do it for Zion now.
All right, so off the top, Key, and you've already seen the Pelicans do this. I think it's the right move to restructure the player care team around Zion and the way they've dealt with his injuries, right? I was watching 30 for 30 this morning on Bill Walton. And one of the reasons why Bill Walton left Portland is there was a lack of trust with all the different injuries that he had and how they were pushing him to play. I'm not stating that the Pelicans are pushing Zion to play, but obviously with the way Zion has his own medical team and how he's dealt with their in-house medical team, there's a lack of trust when it comes to Zion's injuries and how that's dealt with, right? So I think, number one, putting a team in that you trust, that can give you transparency, that also you can make sure that Zion and his team trust, so you can work collaboratively on the project of Zion Williamson. And that obviously goes into like player care, load management, low impact, therapy sessions that he's doing daily. Max, you and I were talking about that before the show starts. Part of his pregame and postgame routine. It just works into his daily habits. A guy like Zion needs to be doing things consistently to maintain his body. So that's number one. Number two, the same way we said 2 guys, whether that's Navy SEALs or 6'5", 300 pounds with Ja Morant, there is a personalized chef who's with Zion 24/7, 365. I don't care if you go down to the 7-Eleven, right? Like, you cooking, all your meal prep is done early. It's the same way Here's the habit where you're staying disciplined on it. You're not eating late night. You want to eat at 1 o'clock in the morning? Cool. I got you. What you need. I'm going to make something that's for this time of day, that is specifically for your diet to keep your weight
Menu's
down.
coming from Key's place, right? A little kale with some lean chicken, and
Yeah, and by the way, we can split the funds, or we'll split the bill for it.
Right.
Like, we'll pay for it 24/7. This is your guy all
right,
day
you
long.
got hundreds of millions invested. You could a couple hundred G's could take care of that.
Yeah. And the last thing is, like, it's probably the first thing, but you need to have a coming to Jesus meeting. Yo, do you want to be the face? Do you want to be here? Because if you want to be here and you want to be the face, then we need to just reset this foundation. This whole thing of you going to train with your trainer, no. We're going to pay your trainer to have you train right here. I want you to live here at these facilities. I don't want any more separation. I want you to lead this team. I want your teammates to know who you are and what you stand for. You got to take a little bit of a Coach K approach, because when he came into Duke, the standard was, here is the bar, and there's no hitting below the belt. Like, it's right here. You're hitting this stretch mark every time. And I think there was too much wiggle room, Key, for when he came in. And, Perk yesterday was talking about, well, that's for every first and second pick in the draft. I'm like, nah, it's really not. It really depends on how strong the management team is to say, yo, here's what the standard is, abide by it, or we're going to have issues. You need to reset that bar with Zion.
Yeah, and Jay hit on three things that's important, right? Your medical staff that pays attention to everything body-wise, your anatomy, all instruments that you need to be successful on the court. You want to make sure that that's right, that you are doing all the PT, the physical therapy, pre-post, halftime, whatever it is. You want that team to be right. In terms of the diet and the nutritionist, you got to be right. He has the type of body where there will be no 1 a.m. eatings. You got to keep him at a certain regimen all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be stopping at McDonald's. Can't go to 7-Eleven and decide to get the donuts. You just can't. But his body will eventually adjust to that if the nutritionist is doing the right things and giving him the right stuff. Constantly, though. Can't be 3 weeks and then he disappears for 6 weeks because he wants to go on vacation. And then, as far as the trainer goes, your trainer needs to travel with you everywhere you go at all times. But on top of that, instead of you going away from the facility, like Jay say, come to the facility. Now, whether or not we're able to do it because of salary cap ramifications or whatever, that's fine. We'll figure all that out. We'll hire him as a full-time something on this. Maybe he'll be the film guy and yet still work you out on the court. Whatever that is. But those three things Jay hit on are extremely important. Extremely important.
No question. And, Jay, I hear what you're saying. If I was the team, it would be like, even if this cost me an extra $1 million a year, whatever it is, what are you kidding? $2 million. We're spending tens of 20, 30, 40 million dollars every year on this guy, and it's going to waste. The only thing I'll say about the team footing the bill in this case is, if I were the team, I'd like to see him. You know how like LeBron James famously invests $1 million a year in his body. Same thing with Kobe. I'd like to see him make the investment in himself. There's a guy named Mackie Shilstone. He rose to fame in the sports industry in 1985, getting Michael Spinks to be the first, helping him to become the first light heavyweight champion to ever move up and become heavyweight champion when he beat Larry Holmes, right? And then he worked with Serena Williams. He worked with Bernard Hopkins when he moved up to light heavy and beat Antonio Tarver. You need to find a dude like that, a trainer who, and I don't think it needs to be a team. I think Zion has to make the investment in himself.
That's fine.
To go get a top flight understands the body mechanics and nutrition and everything. And when you see Zion make that investment in himself, then you can take it seriously. Then okay, this is real to him. I'd be a little wary. You're right. If I were the team, I would do the same thing. But I would still not be sold if I didn't see him make the investment.
I agree with that, but also, just adding one last thing on to both situations. Yo, family, you ain't bringing them to the practice facilities.
Right.
They ain't roaming around games. Like, I'm not allowed, we have to kind of, let's pull this thing back a little bit. This is about you. This ain't about your friends kicking it, having access to the gym, stadiums, like being the guys, like walking around court. Like, we need to focus on basketball, not this extracurricular stuff that everybody else is bringing to the table for you to deal with.
It's so funny, man. You say that, Jay, and I chuckle because my rookie year, my best friend and my assistant at the time, Tamika's Peoples, and Yates knows Tamika's. He met him at my party. Tamika's was on the sidelines with the Jets every single game, right? My rookie year, every single game, he was on the sideline taking pictures. You know, it was on the sideline. My guy. Parcells came, all access gone.
It gone.
Swear to God,
it ain't that type of party.
Man, with Bill, we got Bill in 98. I mean, in 97. What? Man, it was like, you don't get this dude out of here.
No one's got an office in the facility.
Distractions, man.
I'm not lying to you, Jay.
I'm with you.
I'm telling you the truth. God be my witness, dog. I am not lying. You said that just now. That's why I started laughing. I was like, damn, he sure did. Bill was like, who is that? Get him out of here. Yeah. No hanger on.
It's a place of work. This is a workplace, number one. And number two, he's in charge of the workplace.
Actually bringing friends to practice facilities and stuff.
No,
like,
because
man,
but I was running a loose ship.
Yep, that's
meaning that I peeped Richie Kotite and him. Oh man, they weasels.
Human nature.
What are those signs of? Those are signs of bad organizations, right?
Oh, it was
that
a bad
don't have a culture. So you're like, yo,
it was a bad organization.
It's my time. This is, since I'm the guy, I'm gonna bring my people in. What y'all gonna tell me? Because there's no standard. and bad organizations don't say nothing because they're afraid of losing you. So you gotta flip that.
Hey Jay, I can laugh because it's so funny and it's so damn true. Okay, we had Richie Kotite. We went 1-15. The head coach was supposed to be coaching us at practice. He was on the other field on his brick cell phone chilling while we practicing, talking and smoking a cigar, doing whatever he wanted to do. Bad organization.
Yeah, man.
Bad.
That's why KP, that's why Kendrick Perkins is like, Josh should go to the Heat, right? Because he wants to get Josh straightened out. But I don't think Pat Riley is looking for guys he needs to straighten out. I think he's looking for people who speak the same language as him. But Pat Riley, Bill Parcells are not playing games, man. They're not playing games. There's a reason they compete. Doc Rivers had some interesting things to say about James Harden. Was he taking a shot at him? Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio.
Breaking news. The Philadelphia 76ers have fired their head coach, Doc Rivers.
On Sunday, the Sixers lost the game. I said immediately that they just cost Doc Rivers his job. I don't think it was the right decision.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When it comes to fitness, what's real? How about a personalized plan and a coach that give you 360 support at every step? From fitness to nutrition to recovery. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF. Visit AnytimeFitness.com.
Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center, the one place that can handle everything you need to celebrate Dad in one convenient shopping experience. Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson. From the sweet treats to new clothes, the gift, dinner out, and everything in between. Town Center makes Father's Day easy and awesome. Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson.
Let me tell you what they're doing at Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse right now because of the time of the year. Hey, it's Jody. Boiled crawfish. They do them well and they do them every day. And during the week, after 4 p.m. every day. And then on Saturday and Sundays, all day. And they do them right. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse. One location in Watson, one in Denham. Probably the best South Louisiana seafood menu I have seen. Highly recommend the gumbo, the sauteed seafood, salad, and of course the seafood platter. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance to find the right plan for your unique situation at no cost to you. With Affordable Care Act plans, sometimes called Obamacare, you can rest easy knowing that many screenings, pre-existing conditions, and preventative care are covered. Shop online or with a Health Markets agent to get started on the path to health insurance coverage. Learn more at healthmarkets.com. Don't let life changes catch you off guard. Trust Health Markets to find you coverage. That's healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Amplify your snacking at all of your summer get-togethers by offering up deliciously different snacks from Cheez-It Puffed, Cheez-It Snapped, and Club Crisps. Plus, you can enter for a chance to win a portable JBL Pulse 5 waterproof speaker. So you could be turning up the biggest summer beats while snacking on the tastiest party eats. No purchase necessary. See full...
Breaking news. The Philadelphia 76ers have fired their head coach, Doc Rivers.
On Sunday, the Sixers lost the game. I said immediately that they just cost Doc Rivers' job.
Closeout games, not his best self. This is not just on Doc.
When your team, led by your superstar Joel Embiid and James Harden, are literal no-shows and not one but 2 consecutive closeout games, I don't think it was the right decision.
Keyshawn J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. Check us out on the ESPN app. Click more on the lower right-hand corner. Scroll down to live radio. Take us with you. You're not tethered to your car radio. So, Doc Rivers, championship coach, known for his ATOs once upon a time, right? His reputation had not gotten better over the years because there have been a lot of flameouts in playoff series. I thought that he did a very good coaching job this year with the Philadelphia 76ers. Jay, I mean, I don't know where you are on it, but I thought
he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. And he was asked on the Bill Simmons podcast on The Ringer about coaching James Harden. This is what Doc had to say.
Did you like coaching him? Was it okay? Like, how would you rate the experience?
It was challenging, more because we were fighting 2 things, and not like visually fighting, is that James is so good at playing one way. The way that I believe you have to play to win in some ways is different because it's a lot of giving up the ball, moving the ball, coming back to the ball. I would have loved to have had him younger when that was easier for him because giving up the ball and getting back the ball is hard. Like, it's physical, It's exhausting. So it'd been interesting if I had him younger where he could have done that more. Coming off of dribble handoffs, going down the hill. He didn't finish as well as he finished because he's older.
So before we play anything else, let's address that, Jay.
If I'm Philly, this is a major problem because you want your head coach to challenge your player, especially one of your best players that you're going to need in critical situations. So if you don't want to meet the challenge, and then you're going to become small, in the Game 7 performance against the Boston Celtics, he became small. Now, I think he had a decent year, and he had a decent playoff series. I mean, look, Game 1 is still on the road because he becomes old James Harden.
Yeah, he won them 2 games.
But if you're telling me that he doesn't want to acquiesce or change the style of how he plays, if he can only play in a one-dimensional way, which everything has to revolve around him, then Nick Nurse is going to have the same damn problem that Doc Rivers had. So I'm sitting there looking at Fred VanVleet, and I'm saying, I'd much rather have that, somebody that wants to buy into my system, than have a guy that is going to be a challenge to buy into a system. I'm going to lose from the start, Key.
So let me ask you this question, both Jay and Max. So what is the initial thought in terms of Doc Rivers and James Harden? What Max, what are you teeing up here? Is he blaming him? Is he what are you asking?
Well, the idea is that Doc Rivers look, what do we know about James Harden? We know the dude does not even look like he's in the best of shape, and he's a little older. but he's still a brilliant player in many ways. The question is, can you win a championship with him? And Doc is, because he hasn't done that yet in his career, and Doc is saying that at this stage in James Harden's career, the coaching challenge is that he's not really in the kind of shape he needs to be and doesn't have the energy or the youth to do what you need him to do.
So the way that I interpret what Doc is saying, if you listen to the sound and you listen carefully, he's not pointing the finger at James Harden. He's pointing the finger at Daryl Morey for giving him James Harden. Because if you think about what he said, I coach a certain way. James plays a certain way with his style. I wish I had him when he was younger, so I can get him to do certain things that going into this, we already knew it was going to be challenging when we brought him here, because I'm not changing the way I coach in my system and my style, but the people that brought him here should have known that to begin with. You got to listen to it, though, Max.
I agree.
And
Listen,
Jay,
this is
you gotta
Jay's.
listen to it.
I agree. This is Jay's reaction too, right? Like, are you sure you want James Harden, or is there like maybe a guy like Van Vliet, or do you hand the ball to Maxey? Because they got options now. If you trust Jay, Maxey to run point, and he is a precocious young player, he's ahead of his years, right? He's had an excellent career so far, considering his age especially. But if you trust him to take over the reins there, then you don't need to address point guard necessarily. Well, you can go look at another position to get value there.
No, I think you have to look. It's threading a needle here, right? You're walking on a balance beam. Like, I'm just not ready to let go of James Harden. I'm asking the question, and if there's something that's suitable out there, like a Fred VanVleet, where there's interest, then that's the exchange I want. But I'm just not taking James Harden off the team and not having and filling another role.
Yeah,
I think James Harden's role was pretty imperative to where they were this year as well.
Yeah, but it's such a challenge, like Doc said, because the ball sticks to him.
Yes.
And Daryl Morey should have known that when he acquired him, based on him being in the building, understanding Doc's system, and understanding James Harden's play, that at this stage in his career, to get him to the ball to not stick to him, that's going to be a challenge for the head coach. So therefore, you're setting the head coach up for failure to begin with out the gate. It's not that James is a bad player or anything like that. The system and the style don't mesh.
So wait, Key, now I'm hearing multiple teams, multiple coaches now, where, even though James in Brooklyn, granted injuries, right? You heard one of the frustrations of why he left that team was coaching, right? And now I'm hearing another situation in which James isn't sure which team he wants to go towards, 76ers or Houston, and it's another issue around coaching. So once again, like, it leads you to ask, like, what is Mike D'Antoni the only coach and the only style that James Harden wants to play?
You can't make a guy want it, not like Kobe or someone like that, right? Like, if James Harden doesn't want that level of greatness, that's on him, right? Like, no one's going to be able to get him there.
It's too late to change.
Yeah. Listen, by the way, he
he
also said interesting things about Embiid we're going to get to a little later, but let's talk about that.
At Discount Tire, we know your time is valuable. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online. Did you know that Discount Tire now sells wiper blades? Stop by for a free air check or tire inspection and ask an associate about wiper blades today. Discount Tire.
Let's get you taken care of.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Whippy, whippy, whippy.
Blech. And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
At Lowe's, it pays to be a pro. With a Lowe's business credit card, you save 5% every day on eligible purchases. Because we know taking care of your business means managing your bottom line. With 4 card options that let you pay your way, we have the right credit solution to help get the job done. Open a Lowe's business credit card today to start saving 5% on eligible items every day. Lowe's knows partnership. Lowe's knows pros. Subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at lowes.com/credit for details. U.S. only.
Whether you're doing a dance to your favorite artist in the office parking lot, or being guided into Warrior One in the break room before your shift, whether you're running on your Peloton tread at your mom's house while she watches the baby, or counting your breaths on the subway.
Inhaling and long exhaling.
Peloton is for all of us, wherever we are, whenever we need it. Download the free Peloton app today. Peloton app available through free tier or paid subscription starting at $12.99 per month.
Breathe in, breathe out. Get dressed, head out. Grab some friends, camp out. Get hiked up, vibe out. Take it in, let it all out. At REI Co-op, we're here for all the outs. And we want you to spend more time outside our doors and in them. Try it out, check out, then get out. REI Co-op, all out. Visit rei.com.
Are you ready to take on summer in style? Start your next exterior paint or stain project right now at Lowe's. Get inspired by shopping the top brands you know and love, like HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot, and Purdy. And bring home the look for less with our everyday low prices. Head to your local Lowe's or order online for in-store or curbside pickup to get started. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows home improvement.
We're an Instacart family.
Oh my goodness, we saved so much time with same-day grocery delivery.
So we joined Instacart Plus.
And now we're saving more money.
We get unlimited free delivery on orders over $35,
5% credit back on pickup,
and a family account to shop together.
Did you know members save $460 a year when they order at least once a week?
I do now. See how much you'll save. Visit instacartplus.com for 2 weeks free. Average savings exclude membership fee. Individual savings may vary. Credit back excludes alcohol. Paid membership auto renews. Additional terms apply.
When you want some really good Louisiana seafood and a menu that lives up, if you grew up here, it's Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse. 2 locations, one in Watson, one in Denham. Hey, it's Jody. Their gumbo is perfection. The seafood platter really lives up. There's no way you could even finish it in one sitting. You get a really good sample of everything. They have good appetizers, too, like the duked up shrimp and the sirloin bites. 20 or so lunch specials every day. Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse.
As you navigate life's big changes, like moving or expanding your family, it's important to ensure you have the right health insurance coverage. That's where Health Markets can help. A licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help you with personalized guidance to find the right plan for your unique situation at no cost to you. With Affordable Care Act plans, sometimes called Obamacare, you can rest easy knowing that many screenings, pre-existing conditions, and preventative care are covered.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The Joker. I know you basketball players and you love his style, but he's a potato. And the potato might be the worst thing without something on it. Bland.
God forbid I'm great at the fundamentals of the game. Guys like Key will call me a potato, but I'll be a damn NBA champion potato. I'll be the best potato there is.
Metro Boomin want some more. Cause I got a really big team and they need some really big rings. They need some really nice things.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max coming to you live from the Seaport, brought to you by Grey Goose. Another beautiful morning here in New York in June. Jay, we were just
coming
talking
with no strings, Key.
We were just talking as we were listening to the sound coming into the segment just now. Key, calls Jokic a potato. We'll get to the potato in a second. But you think you know how to fix Zion?
No, not how to fix Zion. So, Key, I wonder. So, sometimes, Key, it's like natural, like in basketball, sometimes, like when the team walks in the gym, you be like, damn, they everybody's 6'6", they walking athletic.
Yeah, get off the bus team,
get off the
right?
bus
When you're looking,
it doesn't
okay,
always translate, Key, but you know what I mean? Like, damn, these dudes, they can play.
Yeah.
One of the first things I said with Zion, though, that I'm curious, like, what you think about, like, naturally as an athlete, you look at other athletes, you be sizing people up. Like, I wonder, like, I go automatically into, okay, I would give this dude bucket. Oh, his legs look heavy. Oh, he got heavy feet.
What, is that why
like,
you're intimidated by me?
I look at you, I'm like, oh, he's tiny. He's tiny fat. You know what I mean? Like he's skinny
Bad
fat,
back.
like one of those got bad back, attack the back. With Zion, the first thing I thought about when I saw him, I was like, yo, his gait is messed up.
His gait is, yeah.
Like I really wonder, Keith, like, I don't know how you fix that. Like if that's like corrective shoes or whatever it may be.
What don't you like about his gait?
He walks, he's pigeon-toed. If you look at his knees, he's knock-kneed. He walks inside. Just look at his gait when he walks, and then you look at his frame. So if that's his gait, and he can't carry weight like that, nobody's talking about that.
Would you say usually the athlete not only has their feet straight out, but is slightly bow-legged, like it's a little,
it's I don't even know what the correct terminology is. If it's extended on the outward side, it's not inverted, right? Like his knees are inverted. So you look at that, and then you look at the weight he carries upper body wise, you're like, that's not the right kind of stress balance that you would need for a body. Like he would have to be a lot leaner.
I said Mackie Shilstone, someone like he needs to go to a specialist who understands the physics of it all and nutrition and all that stuff. And there are people like that out there. You know, they're expensive, but
that's cool. All you gotta do is work out and lose weight, man.
Well, that's what I say. Your weight has to be lowered.
Work out, lose a little weight, and he should be fine. I mean, he's a powerful player, so a lot of the things that he's doing has explosiveness to it. And pounding, he's probably been playing basketball since he was a little puppy, you know. And now, as he starts to grow, he's still pounding along the way, and it's just that's one of the reasons he's coming up with these injuries.
So
between diet and playing basketball for so long at his style, he's bound to get.
Come on, man, his shoe exploded when he was still in college. Like he's also on top of that, the dude has
something to do with the shoes.
But I'm just saying, like he's 280, but compact for the weight and stupid explosive. Like we've never, even Charles Barkley, we haven't quite seen this yet. And the sneaker can't take it. Man, neither can his anatomy. You know what I mean? I'm serious, though. His frame
I know people
is just
at
too
home
much.
Can't see it. But literally, there is a picture here online of Zion, and it shows literally how knock-kneed he is. Like, and you can see how his knees key. So yeah, the weight aspect is a real thing. But like the knock-knees of it, like think about like how inverted that is. That can't be good for your long-term health. When your game is based off your athletic
explosiveness,
ability. Look at Dr. Jason Williams. I see you.
I'm just saying, okay,
but I always
certain things are very apparent when you see people. You're like, whoa.
And on top of that, there's that Derrick Rose thing to me, where if you looked at D Rose, like the human body wasn't meant to twitch that fast, right? You're like, damn, and just the bone structure, whatever ligaments, you can't take it after a while. But this dude is like a D Rose, but at 280.
280.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot there.
I just had to say it.
All right, look, the Nuggets are enjoying themselves as they deserve.
They were lit yesterday.
They tore through these playoffs. They were met with very little resistance, even by determined and talented teams. Here is Michael Malone, Nuggets head coach, at the parade. Listen to this.
Is Brucey B going anywhere? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hey, we running this back. We running this back. Hell yeah. Come on. Get loud. Get loud.
And here's Coach introducing Nikola Jokic.
You guys know he's stat pads, right? Yeah. And you guys know he didn't win a third in a row MVP because the voters didn't want to vote for him.
He is drunk as hell. I love this part of it, Key. Everybody keeps, okay. So if you're saying, if somebody were to say to me that, Jokic, his game is bland or his personality is bland, I'm like, well, then Michael Malone's giving you all the spice that you need. Please. He's giving you everything, and he has been giving you everything. Whether that's going at Kendrick Perkins for stat padding, whether somebody wants to say, it's the voters. I mean, he is carrying receipts like nobody else in the NBA right now. All day, and it's still going.
I agree.
He went at Bron yesterday, too.
He'll do the talking for the team, right? It'll be on him. Here is Jokic.
Congratulations, man, they won.
Here's Jokic. Remember, originally said, the parade's on Thursday.
The guys want to go home.
Well, here's what he had to say during the parade.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I want to stay on three. This is the best. Yeah, this is amazing.
Something about when foreign players drop the F word.
Man, they were getting lit, boy.
I need it. I need that.
You're supposed to be faded and have fun with
Yeah,
it, though.
of course,
That ain't there's no question about it. I don't, because it would be boring if you didn't do it, right? Everybody celebrating. I mean, that's what you just won the NBA title. You're supposed to feel the way that they feel. No question about it.
Do you like that version of Jokic better, Key? Does that give you the pop for Jokic? Saying stuff like that?
It's cool. There's nothing.
Okay.
There's nothing. Yeah. Remember, I told you I started liking him when he went at your boy from the Phoenix Suns and he pushed him off and then he gave the ball to what's his name? The owner, the new owner.
Matashibia.
Matashibia, when he walked over there later the next game and gave him the ball. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's a little personality there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying his personality is bland and he doesn't say anything. I don't care about that. I'm talking about on the court, it just don't look like I want it to look like a Zion. I want it to be like, boom. That's that, like KG used to be, bang on somebody.
I don't want everyone to be the same way, though, Key.
No, I'm saying I like it that way. Doesn't mean you like it.
No, I understand. I do too. Like, my favorite is Ja, right? But I like living in a world where at the top level of the NBA, guys are getting it done different ways. I don't, like one of the things I don't love about this era is all the threes mean too many of the games look the same to me, Three. I get it. You're trying to set up the three. I like a league where some guys are different. Like this dude, we never seen this before.
But see, when he did the spin move off of AD and dunked,
yeah.
See, I like that.
Yeah, of course.
That you know what I'm saying? I like that, but I don't like the back down, and he's already at the rim and he just takes it in. That's like, come on, man. You're supposed to do that. You're 9 feet tall.
Yeah, there's a reason that bigs generally don't connect with the audience the way that
the back down. No, the back down is Shaq will back him down, but it's one back down.
It takes Shaq is pure power.
Yeah, exactly. But it takes Joker from the free throw line to back somebody down. It's like 20 damn steps.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I get it. Horses, not horses, but different strokes for different folks.
Are you guys still part of this belief? Because it kind of fits into how Denver will always feel disrespected. Do you still think there's any, I guess, importance to the seeds that Denver has beaten?
I do.
To win? Yeah.
I think that.
How so?
I think that the fact, it sounds like, oh, don't be negative now. Don't make an excuse now. Sometimes it feels unfair to the team. They have to play who was there, and they destroyed everybody. So they deserve enormous credit.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is they did play the combined total of the highest seeds ever. Right? No one's ever played that many. That's the truth.
It is what it is.
But is it true? But I said that just
they knocked them down.
But I feel like that's just set off the top rope, though. That doesn't give you any context to it, though. Right? Because everybody in the world had the Lakers beating Denver. Like
not everybody, but
not everybody but me, but like everybody jumped on that train and said, even though they were that seed, they were the better team.
We saw it in the bubble.
So like it's funny though, it's like, the seeding thing gets into like, oh, that's the fact of the matter. And like, yeah, it is, but the Lakers after the trade deadline, like were one of the top teams in the league, and all of a sudden like that gets swept.
But Jay, no matter who,
like nobody talks about
the problem with that line of reasoning to me is that
what do you mean? Deductive reasoning?
No, I'll explain. Is that anyone who played the highest, the big greatest number, right? Like, because the lower you're seeded, the higher the number, 7 seed, 8 seed. So you add it all up, and no one ever played a higher number than them. Any team that does that, there will be they played who was in front of them, so there will be reasons that those low seed teams made it to the conference finals, made it to the finals. There will be extenuating circumstances. They are good teams, or they wouldn't have made it that far.
Well, hold on, man.
But the fact is, they were lower seeded teams.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, well, first off, you're a 1 seed. You're going to play an 8 seed. Like, that's going to happen. Like you can't control that.
That's right.
Then the next up, okay, like the 4 seed one, like fine, like that's what it is. But we've all sat up here and talked about if the Lakers had a full season, like they would not have been in that seeding position. So all of a sudden, like just because they have a number next to them doesn't mean they're actually that.
I get it. But hold on one second, Keith.
So
I get it, but
you're only taking a piece of the argument and then labeling that. Saying, well, that's the fact of the matter is that no other team. And
Jay, I just addressed that. Let me do it again because obviously I didn't do it clearly enough. There will come a team probably eventually that plays even lower seeds than them somehow, right? And their total number will exceed the Nuggets in terms of the 8 seed, the 8 seed, the 8 seed. Oh my God, it's and in that circumstance, too, there will be explanations for why those lower seed teams made it to the conference finals, made it to the finals. And when you look at the details, you will see they were actually very good teams, or they wouldn't have made it that far. So that is true. That's absolutely always going to be true for anyone who winds up in that situation. But the fact is, they are lower seed
Do you know
teams.
Denver went through more All-Stars, the accumulation of All-Stars in all those seeds than any other team in NBA history? Do you know that?
That may be true.
I'm going to help people put it into perspective. When you start thinking about, we get into like seeding and numbers. The West was a mess this year. There were teams that had such like a gap. They can go. There was such a small difference from like 3 until like 9, 10. So like all that seeding stuff, like that doesn't fit the narrative on how good Denver is.
Well, I mean, but if the Clippers would have been as healthy as the Nuggets.
Sorry, Key, I got passionate.
So which team do we have more confidence in?
Hey, can I say anything?
Repeating.
Sorry, Key.
I'm sorry, Key, the time's up. You can tell us during the break. Which team do you have more confidence in repeating, the Nuggets or the Chiefs? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
This is going to be nice tonight, but that's history. It's all been done. Now it's forward.
Time to move on. You're going into training camp next, and you want to repeat. I mean, no one's done it since the Patriots, and so you know how hard it is to do. And we had a chance a couple years ago, and it didn't go our way.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Hey, everyone! Julio, long time no see.
Hey, HPV virus. How you been, buddy?
Good. Is that Robello over there?
Yup, she came with measles and mumps.
After all these years, I can't believe he might be hanging out with humans again.
Yeah, ain't that great?
Don't let contagious diseases make a comeback. Make sure your children have their routine shots on time. Learn more at immunizations.la.gov.
Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center, the one place that can handle everything you need to celebrate Dad in one convenient shopping experience. Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson. From the sweet treats to new clothes, the gift, dinner out, and everything in between. Town Center makes Father's Day easy and awesome. Celebrate Dad by saying thank you with a gift from Town Center at Corporate and Jefferson.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows you need the right tools and equipment for all your projects, which makes it the perfect time for Craftsman Days. Right now, find savings on power tools, outdoor power equipment, and tool storage, along with garage door openers and organization, including shelving, totes, and more. Get what you need during Craftsman Days, happening now. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Selection varies by location.
It's Macy's Father's Day sale. Take an extra 25% off great gifts for every dad with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop Father's Day specials like 40 to 50% off classic styles from INC, Alfani, and more. 25 to 40% off activewear essentials from Adidas, Reebok, and more. And 40% off designer watches. Want more deals? Download the free Macy's app by saying, Alexa, open Macy's now. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
When it comes to fitness, what's real? How about a personalized plan and a coach that gives you...
this is going to be nice tonight, but that's history. It's all been done. Now it's forward.
I'm very excited. I mean, that's what you work for, was to win the Super Bowl and get those rings. They last a lifetime. But tonight's the last night. You get to celebrate it, and then we're moving on to the next season.
And that's the way they've approached this all season. It's been fun to watch.
Time to move on. You're going into training camp next, and you want to repeat. I mean, no one's done it since the Patriots, and so you know how hard it is to do. And we had a chance a couple years ago, and it didn't go our way.
It was all a dream.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max are presented by Progressive Insurance. Before we get to the next topic, Jay was so insistent on taking up the whole segment, Key didn't even get to talk. Unbelievable. And Key threatened to quit the show right now if he didn't get to bring up this topic. Maybe even shed a tear or two during the commercial. Keyshawn Johnson, I await your opinion with bated breath. What about the Nuggets seeding and what Jay had to say about that?
Well, all I wanted to say was the Lakers were a fake 8th seed. That was all. I didn't get a chance between you and him, and then you hogging most of it, and him. I didn't even get a chance to say that, but that was all I wanted to say.
I would say it's a producing issue, actually.
If the Lakers were together for the full year, what seed do you think it would have been?
3-4.
Mm-hmm.
3-4.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it, yeah, the number's 8, but that's fake. That's a fake seed. Even though it's a real seed, it's a fake seed, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you could tell based on how they went through their playoff run that had they been together a little bit longer in the beginning of the season, it would have been different. That's all. And you got to give credit to the Nuggets. They knocked down whoever was in front of them. You cannot be like, oh, well, you got to just give credit.
And no one took them 7. You know, it's not like the series were that extended.
And by the way, if Miami had played with a sense of urgency and didn't have their injuries, like they wouldn't have been.
Yeah, but I don't know if Miami.
Keith, I'm telling you, they would have been a higher seed. They had injuries throughout the course of the year, and they were abysmal from shooting the three. They would have been a higher seed if they had played that way.
Thanks for correcting me, Jay, because I did not watch Miami for 82 games. So much like you probably did.
I would have liked to see a healthy Clippers team and what they could. I would have liked to see a healthy Clippers team. Of all the teams that went through injuries and everything else, I would have liked to see what that looked like with Kawhi and Paul George and everybody healthy. Westbrook was a shot in the arm for them. They got an excellent coach. I would have liked to see that.
I mean, how many years are we going to say I would like to see the Clippers?
Yeah, it's never happens.
Every year.
It just never happens.
I didn't watch the Clippers for 82 games, so it's
Clippers
very difficult to.
Yeah,
no, they would have been good if they could have. If they'd have stayed healthy and they'd have got Westbrook, it probably could have been a different team.
But are there any seasons in NBA history where one of the contenders isn't hurt and that affects them? I mean, it happens every year. All right, which team do you have more confidence in repeating as champions, the Nuggets or the Kansas City Chiefs? Here's Patrick Mahomes from the press conference yesterday on maximizing the moment with the team's core. Listen to this.
It's about maximizing the moment. I know that I'm not going to always have this team around me. I mean, Travis is like 45 years old. Chris is getting up there in age too, still playing at a high level. And all these guys are at the prime of their careers, and you never know if you're going to have this team. And it's not. And I never have regrets about when you play your best and you lose, but I don't want to ever have the regret of not giving my best every single day and then looking back and saying, hey, like we had the team and I didn't do what I needed to do in order to put us in the right position.
So no team in the NFL has gone back-to-back in like 2 decades since the Patriots. Here's Patrick Mahomes on that topic.
And I told the guys that are going to be at the ceremony tonight, I said, this is it. Like, you're celebrating. This is your last thing. You get your ring. And even though we've been working this entire time, you still have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, yeah, we're getting our rings. We're Super Bowl champs. But now it's restarts. And that's how the NFL is. Like, it's time to move on. You're going into training camp next, and you want to repeat. I mean, no one's done it since, I think, like 2003 and 2004 with the Patriots. And so you know how hard it is to do. And we had a chance a couple years ago, and it didn't go our way. So how can we be better from that and have a chance to go up against this AFC, which is a lot of great quarterbacks and great teams, and repeat. And so we've got to start with day one, and that's taking care of ourselves during the break and getting ourselves ready to go for training camp.
Which team, Key, Nuggets or Chiefs, better shot at repeating?
I'm going to get there in a sec, like in 10 seconds. But damn, he's good, man. I'm just watching some of the highlights and the clips on ESPN 2. Man, he good. God, he good.
Yeah, the game must look like it's in slow motion to him. He just acts like everyone's in slow motion.
That Magic Johnson, that Magic Johnson like feel, right, for his passes and his touch, man.
Yeah, he's like in the Matrix.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. But to answer your question, Max, I feel like it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like even though it's the AFC is kind of loaded to a degree, right? This is the same loaded conference a year ago. The Kansas City went to the Super Bowl and won. Think about a year ago. It was a loaded conference. Oh, the best quarterbacks are all in the AFC West. Look at this, and this. Loaded, right? Well, now you say it's the AFC East. They're loaded. Well, nothing's happened. Only one guy has left the AFC West, and that's Carr from the Raiders. So it's still loaded. And then you pick up Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. So, and Lamar signs his contract, and Joe Burrow in Pittsburgh is always in the mix. That South Conference was always a dog. You didn't know what was going to happen there. It's still a dog. You don't know what's going to happen there. Jacksonville, is it Indy? Is it Tennessee? It doesn't really matter. In the end, I feel like the continuity of the three guys that's still there with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Kelsey. They've always had a makeshift offensive line. They've always had different running backs, different groups of receivers. But those three guys are still there. They're bringing back a young cast of characters on the defensive side of the ball, especially in the secondary, that they're going to grow from a year ago. So I think it's Kansas City compared to Denver, where we just talked about teams being hurt, the Lakers not being together. What if the Clippers all of a sudden stay healthy? We know what Golden State is going to be. Sacramento's on the rise. Memphis will eventually get their stuff together. So I think it's just going to be difficult.
I would probably have to go with Kansas City, Max. I would probably have to agree with Key just because I've seen it done multiple times. I mean, we keep referencing how many times they've hosted the AFC Championship game as a marker for this team's dominance year in and year out. I think Denver can do it, but there's still a lot of moves to be made in this offseason where teams like Phoenix aren't that far off. Teams like Golden State aren't that far off, right? So, and I'm not saying other teams in the AFC or the NFL aren't far off, because I think the margin for error is slightly becoming lesser and lesser for Kansas City.
Yep.
But I do trust Key in that core that you just, like the holy trinity of Andy Reid, and you talk about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, like that history and that consistency make me trust it more.
And think about it though too. When you talk about basketball, we just concentrated on the Western Conference. We didn't even talk about the Eastern Conference. We didn't talk about Embiid. We didn't talk about Giannis, the Celtics. What if Dame goes to Miami? We didn't talk about a lot of moving pieces for them to win a championship. We can identify in the NFC conference, 49ers, Philly. I like New Orleans. Outside of that, what else is there? People poo-poo Dallas every single year, Max, right? The Giants, people don't feel like they're on the rise. Minnesota, Green Bay. So when you start looking at the NFC conference, you're like, but you don't say that about the East in basketball.
I'll tell you why I disagree with both you guys. Your logic is sound, but the NFL is more luck determined than the NBA. The NBA is more deterministic, I think, in terms of which team is actually better, simply because you play a best of 7, right? The team that loses game 1 in a series doesn't go home. But the NFL is like March Madness in a way. You lose one game, you're out, tournament style, done, one and done. So because of that, the best team doesn't always win. The fact that the Chiefs have been to 5 conference championships and 3 Super Bowls and won 2 tells you how great they really are, because they can overcome that luck angle and still get there.
When you say the best team doesn't always win, that's not true. The best team wins. That's why they won.
For one game, though. In the end, if you ran it back 6 more times, or, in a best of 7, but you just can't. The nature of football doesn't allow you to do it.
You don't run it back. Your judge is on one game. You don't judge it on 6.
That's what I'm saying. And because of that, who we think of as the best because they won, the ball bounces their way. That has a huge impact. In the NBA, the best team wins. Like, there's no doubt right now that this past season, Nuggets were the best. Smoked everybody.
So you think the Nuggets would have been the best had Giannis stayed healthy the entire time? They're better if Milwaukee stayed healthy the entire time.
Based on what I saw, yeah, I still would have taken the Nuggets. The question for me would have been the Clippers if they were out. But the point is that at this moment, you're right to say the offseason, we'll see what that brings, Jay, right? Like, who knows? Maybe they won't. But at this moment, I think they're the best team, and that means they will win in a best-of-7 series. At this moment, I do agree Kansas City is the best. That doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, so you're saying all that seeding stuff, you don't care about it from last segment. That's what you're saying.
I do care.
You're saying that you're still thinking that Denver is the best team in the league, so the seeding doesn't really matter.
No, it's not that it doesn't
so
matter.
I'm just clarifying. I just last segment, you were poo-pooing Denver. Now you're picking them to have a better chance to dominate.
My very point was...
We have to break, Max. You just lost. See, you set yourself up because you talk too much. You set yourself up.
I said.
You know?
I'd like you to defend yourself when we come back from break.
You talking too much, man. Just stop. You're going to set yourself
up. How did
up.
DeAndre Hopkins visit with New England go, KJM?
You guys are going to have DeAndre Hopkins in tomorrow. Is that accurate?
I don't know about that.
I think DeAndre is a great player. I mean, obviously, we'd love to have him.
There's a lot of mutual admiration. Think about what DeAndre Hopkins would look like. I mean, he would just slide right in there and be their top guy.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
You don't need to be a lawyer to benefit from a legal education, especially in risk management. At Texas A&M School of Law, we built our online Master of Legal Studies specifically to give non-lawyers like you a competitive edge. With a focus on risk management, you'll gain a better understanding of the legal complexities fiduciary management, corporate governance, and other heavily regulated industries face. Get the legal skills it takes to get ahead at Texas A&M School of Law. Visit law.tamu.edu/MLS to learn more.
What the floor? This color, the white planks. These floors from LL Flooring are perfect. Oh, my scratch resistance. Are these pet-proof too? And I can get the same look in hardwood or waterproof vinyl. Honey, we need them.
Sure. Just get off the neighbor's floor and we'll go to LL Flooring.
It's time to love your floor. LL Flooring makes it simple to find the right floor at the right price. We're your flooring experts from start to finish. Visit us today, in store or online at llflooring.com.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the rivalry continues.
Dan swings here and crushes one. Over the monster.
The New York Yankees storm into Fenway Park and go head-to-head with the Boston Red Sox.
Devers, back.
The Yankees at the Red Sox. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker.